York City's extraordinary experience that you have to feel to believe. Summit One Vanderbilt, an interactive multi-level experience of art, sky, and exploration. Discover exhilarating heights, explore reflective spaces, walk among floating silver orbs, and immerse yourself in spectacular views of New York. Book your visit at summitov.com and start your journey here.
Learn in order that you may relearn. That is what we are doing. Because it has been a long time we are being fed with garbage. Do you know that really information is highly powerful? Now it depends on what you use the information to do. You have also devastative information which we have been fed with. Highly devastative. It is now I understand the power behind information, media. The manipulative power. You know, gun kills one persons or persons. But with information, you can turn the whole world into zombies. With the media, you can clear a whole race. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying. This is reality. You know, the events that are happening in this world and the way it is being reported is mind-boggling. It made me to understand that we have been completely duped. Imagine that there is no social media. Have you imagined the time there was nothing like social media? The time that we consume our only source of information was through the media. Have you thought about it? Through the Western media, whatever BBC fed us, now we swallow the junk. Have you forgotten? Every of our standard is did you hear it on CNN? But let me tell you, now you can be seeing that CNN, BBC will be talking in one event. CNN, BBC, Fox News, all these I-24 will be speaking one thing. And the people on ground where the thing is happening is showing the video live. And when you compare what is happening with the people that are live, no edition, nothing. With what BBC and CNN is talking about the same news, you see that, look, there's a problem. There's, you know, BBC and all these Western media will be speaking just opposite of the reality on ground. Completely opposite. And there, it made me to pity ourselves. During the time that we were glued to only Western media. There was nothing like social media to correct anything. They had manipulations of the media. Nothing, you know. That was the reason why, for decades, they have deceived us in the education they brought, colonial education. I will talk about it in one of these days as a topic. You know, I've been dealing on the continuous colonial legacy, and I will touch about education as a topic. They have been feeding us with lies. Who discovered River Niger? Mongo Park. And they write Mark Good. We pass. I could remember in primary school. It came out in different exams, even quiz. Who discovered the source of River Niger? Mongo Park. Who discovered the mouth of River Niger? The Landa brothers. I will not forget it. And I can't walk para the audience. Oh, you get it. Oh yeah. Little did we know that it is one of the colonial education manipulation. The continuous colonial legacy. Have you asked yourself, why is it that people, you know, people that are inventors in our land, the one we are seeing, we are experiencing. I'm not talking about in America or anywhere, in our own land. People that build things, they seldom finish a secondary school. Some even don't finish primary school. Look at Innocent. Innocent was not a graduate. Maybe by now he has gone taken adult education after doing what he's doing. I don't know. But he was not a graduate. Many of them cause charities, all of them. Even our little, our boys and girls with hot heads that are ishin and knocking, that we are having the gift, the natural talent. I understand what I'm saying because I'm one of them. If not for Nigeria, you don't learn all these things in the Western education. You don't learn it. Oh, I'm going to lie all those things. You see, even on the social media now, you see about the video of the guy in, I think, Zimbabwe, yes, that built a power producing plant. What the plant is using, according to the scientists, American scientists, they say it defied the law of physics. Because I can now understand that the curriculums in the Western education is to control, to make sure to streamline things to what they want to hear, what they want you to do. I don't know whether people understand what I'm doing. The American scientists visited the Zimbabwean boy, and the explanation the guy was giving him, he cannot understand it. He asked the guy, what is powering this plant? He said, no, it's just nature. That as we are now, that there is a current on the air. How do you get this thing? No, I just sleep, I wake up, my spirit will just tell me something. I'll be writing down, I'll be jotting down. Before you know, I'll construct it. The American man said no. He's a scientist. He came to verify because he said, I have been seeing this type of hoax on social media. So they flew from America down to Zimbabwe in order to verify. And lo and behold, it is completely correct. It is reality. The guy didn't finish his primary school self. So his explanation, the explanation of the boy on what he built that is giving communities light, and they can expand it to even giving the whole continent electricity free of charge. The man cannot understand it. Do you see our natural education? What we are missing? You can be just alone like this. Something big in issue, you got to it down. That is how our own. Before you know, I said the guy I was watching, the guy was explaining all those things. It doesn't make any sense to the white scientists that all they go make research, but this one marvels him. And this is how they have been studying the secrets of Egypt's Kemet Empire. That is the black civilization, which they call Egyptology today as a academic discipline. They have been studying and developing with the secrets of black invention. That is the secret. That is why they now call. I will come to that anyway. No need. No need. So for you to understand, why can't you ask yourself, why all these people? You see people that read the PhD, this, and hardly, I say hardly, you see any of them inventing something. Either they are researching on things that have been built, or they are bent on administration. There you understand that the evil colonizers, They train our people, they train blackness. Their education is only to administer the system they put us in place. Nothing more, not to bring out new thing, no. That's why you see a PhD holder will come and start telling you how it is being done, tell you everything, but bring out something new, no way. Instead, he will administer, he will be in charge of forex markets, you know, because that is their system. The Western system, which they want everybody to be going, so their education is accompanying us in order to train our people on the system the Europeans want us to be. They don't want us to have our own system. I don't know how many people are understanding. It's so deep. It's so deep. You know the situation we are in. Let me tell you. Imagine a fish. You know, a fish in the river or in an ocean is in his natural domain. He can do anything. Is limitless in his domain, because it's natural to the fish. Now, you as an agriculturist, you take all these fishes, you build their aquarium. You understand? You now go into the natural habitats of the fish. You catch many of them. You didn't kill them all. You understand? Now you transfer them from their natural habitat of rivers and the ocean and transfer them into your farm aquarium. There the fish are alive. They are feeding. They are running around, but they are under your control. Oh, Chineke, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. Because like people are understanding me. Please tell me, because sometimes all the memories somehow. You know, you see the fish inside the aquarium, the farmer's aquarium, eating very well, but he must be eating what the farmer provide. He must be going according to the farmer's, request, or the farmer's way. The way he wants them to be, because he's breeding them for a purpose. They are no more in their natural habitat. Sometimes if I why are we like this? Can you tell me that in a place where in Biafra land we don't build aircraft, where we have people that can manufacture aircraft, that can build aircraft? But no way. We don't build. Oh, it is very sad. Do you know the reason? We have been removed from our natural habitat. We have been removed from our way of life and put into the colonizer's farm. So that though we are eating and drinking and doing our normal thing, but we are doing it according to the way of our colonial, evil colonialists. Let me put that. I don't call them colonial masters any longer, because they are not masters. They are evil. Are you hearing me? So when the fish, once the fish is in the aquarium, the farmer's aquarium, the farmer will be feeding it fat. They will be going there according. If the farmer wants, he come and test. Oh, they are not growing fat quick. He will add more protein to their feed, so that to make them grow fat. And the fish will think that he's feeding very well. He's in his natural habitat, but not natural to eat. Inside the water, but not natural to eat, because there is a purpose. That is why we need to extricate ourselves, remove ourselves from this farm called Nigeria, British farm. Are you hearing what I'm saying? We need to remove ourselves, because we have been into this farm for so long. If we are in our natural habitat, we will encourage our agwo. I don't know what you can call it in English. We will encourage you. We see a child that never goes to attends even any formal education, or build a robot, or build something highly sophisticated. You'll be asking, how does this boy know this? You don't know. This should have been our way of life. But do you see any government taking charge of it? No way, because we are in the British farm. The same way they remove a fish. The farmer remove the fish, go and catches fish from their natural habitats of rivers and oceans, and now transfer them alive into their farm, in their aquarium, and be feeding them for his purpose. That is how we are. I could remember when our leader was on ground, Mazi Namdekano. I could remember sometime, many people used to forget. You see Biafrans that built different things. Both that build different types of cars, different types of robots, different types, showcasing to our leader. These people, they are not intellectuals. They didn't attend Harvard University. Now you ask, how do they have this type of knowledge? For you to answer this question, it will be, you have to make it deeper. You have to think deeper. They have removed us from our natural habitat. Do you understand? Whereas the colonizers, they are enjoying their natural habitat, and that is why they are progressing. But we are streamlined to remain in the farmer's aquarium. So how can you progress? Anything they want, they do. Anything the farmer wants, they do. They continue forcing us. Britain continue forcing us to stay there. It is our diversity, is our strength. This and that. Just let me give you an example. Do you remember when they arrested Rochas Okorocha? Rochas Okorocha, who is a former governor. Do you remember? When he was praying, they came from up through the ceiling. They break his bulletproof door. It cannot. Now they threw up. They scatter everywhere. The roof. And the Rochas were videoing. Because no Gawadi Kubwa. Hey, Jesus, Mary, no Gawadi. A former governor. Lying down flat on the floor. It went viral. And he was taken. But look at Bello, the former governor of Kogi State. He's above the law. Don't you see? He is above the law. They cannot take him. They invited him for questioning sometime, I think in EFCC, whether this week or last week. And they say he escaped. Since that time, they put him wanted. They cannot catch him. Somebody made a video, I think whether it's a Northerner. I don't know whether it's an Hausa, because every Northerner we call an Hausa is live from the pit of hell. He made a video, he said, look, Nigeria is a joke. He gave an example on how Rochas was a former governor arrested immediately. But when it comes to Yaya Bello, former governor of Kogi State, who is now, let me see, who is now wanted for is it 17 or 82 billion naira. Now they can no more see him. They put his photo wanted. That is the Nigeria we are in. British farm. We are George Orwell. All animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. Obiano's case is still going. They arrested him. But once it comes to a Northerner, now there are some are more equal than others. Our people are. Can we learn? Can we learn? The answer is no. Fleeing Kogi ex-governor Yaya Bello, plotting to leave for North African country to reunite with his wife and investments. Do you see? Do you see the farm, the British farm we are in? We are not in our natural habitat in any way. Never. We are not in our natural habitat. We are in the British farm, and they deal with us as they want. And the sky, I mean the ceiling remains our limit. Do you see it? That is the sad part of it. But the problem is that many of our people don't know. They don't recognize this. They don't know. They don't know. Which is very, very sad. According to our late leader, Odimegwu Ojukwu, he said something. Let me just play it a bit, whether it can come. Because we need to highlight. Because we continue talking. Don't forget that today we are on religious discussion, please. But we'll come to that. I want to play what our eternal leader, what he said. I want to play what he said, but I don't know whether it's coming. I don't know. But I will try to play it. I am telling you, I'll try to play it. So, what am I trying to say? The colonial, evil colonialists, they have removed us from our natural habitat all way around. You know, now they put us in their aquarium. I know they are now shaka shaka. How do you think that we can progress as a people? No, just tell me. How do you think? Any fish in the aquarium of the farmer is at the farmer's mercy. That is the reason why. You see how you know, let me, where do I put it? Police shot and killed a man from I think Abreba. Police shot and killed him just for nothing, because he is a Nigerian. That is, we are in a British farm, so they don't care. They don't care. We are in a British farm. They don't care. Okay, Nigerian. Okay, a trigger happy officer who shot dead businessman in Abia for refusing to give bribe. Nigerian police arrest. They say they have arrested the guy. Who arrested? That is, unless he's a non-Fulani. If the policeman is a Fulani, forget it. Even if they arrest him, but it is what is happening every day. Just because he refused to give a 100 naira bribe, now they just got gun and kill him. It's an Igbo man. So you are just a farm animal. And the guy, they say his father, they are wealthy people. That's why I used to tell you, as an Igbo man, Nigeria is our graveyard. All. But whether you are rich, you are poor. Your wealth can be destroyed in a twinkle of an eye. Even you will be begging for your life. Because you are in a British farm. You understand me? So the only option we have is to support what we are doing, so that we extricate, remove ourselves from this British farm and go back to our roots. Go back to where we belong to, our natural habitat, because it is not where we are, is not natural to us. We are trying to, to adapt. We are trying to adapt ourselves into Nigeria. That is what our eternal leader, which I'm trying to bring up, said, but of no need. We try. Okay, listen, I think it has come. Let me see. Listen to our eternal leader.
We have
please.
found it difficult to live in that Nigeria. We have fought a civil war, killed so many people, and we have tried to live in Nigeria designed by Great Britain.
We have tried to live in Nigeria designed by Great Britain. Because Nigeria is designed by Great Britain. It's their farm. But it's difficult for us. because it's not our natural habitat. That's why we are scattered all over the world, scavenging. A race that is sentenced into scavenging, hustling for your, for yourself, for your private goodness and your family. Now hustle for yourself, scavenging for yourself. That is that is the worst thing that can happen to a race. When I look at our people misbehaving on social media, this is the worst thing that can happen to a race. Do you see Obasanjo? These are their policies. Do you see Obasanjo? Obasanjo is more what the role he played in placing us in this way. He is worse than Gowon. Obasanjo you are looking at. These are people that constructed, oh, no, Victor, no Vanguard. Obasanjo idea separated us into piecemeals and encourage us. So first of all, say, oh, yeah, go and survive on yourself. That is why dog eat dog. No, don't think about your brother. No, just instead enter church and pray. Pray and for your own goodness. That is why you can see, 10 people in a bus and 9 will have accident and 9 will die. One of them will just come out and start being happy, giving testimony that God loves him. This is the depths of the colonial legacy in us. They destroyed our natural habitat. They destroyed our natural cloak. C-L-O-A-K. Cloak. Because without our natural habitat, we are vulnerable. Before the advent of Oyibo, we are Igbo. I said it the other day. If in our culture, if somebody behaves or commits any crime against his fellow neighbor, let me put it like that, in our Igbo culture, maybe he slept with his brother's wife, for example, is a crime. It will not be seen only as a crime against that his brother. No. It will be called a crime against the land. Do you know what this means? Crime against the land, which means even if that his brother forgives him this and that, it's not nobody's problem. He must suffer the consequence because he didn't sin only against the man. He sinned, he committed crime against everybody, against the land, because the land connects everybody. And he must be purged for things to be normal. Do you understand it? And that is collectivity. So that when you do something, when you are planning to do something, you know that if you are discovered, if you commit that crime, you don't have issue with that person that you are victim. No, not only him you have issue. You have issue with the whole community, and you cannot contend with it. So when you are trying to do it, you think twice. But today is no more, because we are not in our natural habitat. We are in the evil colonizers' habitat, where they put us, where they want us to be. Remember, a fish. The fish is a king in the river. In the ocean, there's nothing you can do. He is free, doing all his natural stances, everything. But once a fisherman, a farmer catches that fish and puts it into his own pond, into his own aquarium, his own pond, that fish is living, breathing, eating, growing, but he's doing it on the farmer's purposes. Do you see the difference? That's why in our land, our local technology inventors, they are not promoted. How can you promote? You want to look at Gowon carried burnt all Biafra invention, war invention, that you should have made Nigeria today to even build, to start to be part of building a vehicle and going to space. Because we are in British farm. Are you hearing me? That is it. So let's listen to our eternal leader. Let's listen to him.
We have tried to live a Nigeria designed by Great Britain and handed to us. We have found it difficult to live in that Nigeria. We have fought a civil war, killed so many people.
That is the reality. So you see, Obiano as a governor, and immediately he tried to run away. They caught him immediately, and his case is still on. They use it as blackmail, all of them. They are all criminals that are supposed to be killed, yes. But I'm bringing it somewhere. Rochas Okrocha, he was humiliated openly on social media. He was now, his Nigeria failed him. Now he started crying for Jesus to help him. And they humiliated him. And they carried him to Abuja and humiliated him. He was a governor. They didn't say no, we didn't see him. Wanted Rocha Sokorocha. No. Immediately they caught him. But look at governor of Kogi, ex-governor of Kogi State, Yaya Bello. They say he's plotting now to leave for North Africa to reunite with his wife and investments. That's the worst part of it. I read there is another former northern governor that had investments in in Asia, different countries of Asia. He invested heavily, built factories, different factories. That is you see these people are evil. That's why look at, I'm watching the photo of Yaya Bello. Even racist monkey. That bad one. Okay, you are watching criminality personified. Instead, okay, steal the money, loot the money, but invest it even in your place so that the people will invest it and build the factories. No way. They will carry it and go to Dubai. They will carry it and go to Malaysia, different Asian countries. They say one invested in Ukraine, and the Russia bomb have destroyed it. Do you see? Do you see the wickedness? Sometimes I pray, where is a nuclear bomb to be thrown into Nigeria? Because these are people that are not supposed to live. They are evil. And the worst part of it is that they use religion in order to mask themselves in the worst way possible. Who did this to on this Yoji? When you loot, you don't have in mind in order to bring any development to your place. Now you take money, loot money meant for the people. You go outside, you go abroad, far place, and build the factories. You paying higher taxes. Does this thing make sense? I cannot even understand. Does it make sense at all? Whereas people from your country are being molested in that country, trying to travel there to work, looking for job. The way does Nigerians need to exist in this planet Earth? Sometimes I ask it. Do they merit to exist? No. Do they merit? When Bill Gates look at everywhere and choose Nigeria in order to practice his eugenics, he didn't make mistake. Because when you look at the actions, their characters, they don't merit any space in this world. They are evil. Nigerians, they are evil. Yaya Bello, every Friday he will go pray. He prays 5 times a day as a Muslim. Don't he? He will be calling you unbeliever. Hey, unbeliever. They are we kill them. But look at them. Look at them. Hypocritical. They don't portray any type of conscience or love for their people. No. But they are the people that are coming. If Nigerians understand the magnanimity of what these people are committing, they will rise up and behead all of them before God and man. They will be suicidal. Do you see what Boko Haram is doing, this and that? That is child's play. They should be targeting all these politicians and their cronies. They should be. It doesn't matter. You kill you buy yourself and kill them. It doesn't matter, because these people are evil. They are killing Nigerians in wholesale destruction of lives. When you see them, That's why when you see they go to mosque, they will be given red carpet. They will be in the first seat praying. They go to church, they will come to the altar and the pastor will pray. All of them with that pastor, imam, you burn all of them. They are evil. All of them are evil. They are destroying lives of people. Millions of lives. If these people, if they loot, they convert the money to themselves, now use it to build factories in villages. Now, even if they own it, it is their factory, no problem. As long as people are working, receiving salaries, organized, it will not be much, because, just imagine. Just imagine. The money they loot in their states, now they go to villages and invest it on their private enterprise as factories, build tomato making factories, farmlands, tire making factories, this and that factories, cloth factories, where people are employed. It doesn't matter, they call it is their own, but it doesn't matter because it will not be destroyed. People are working, providing job, but their primitive evil greed will make them carry that money, launder it abroad, and then give job to white people. Give job to them. Any day they die, although most of those factories became owned by their government, the government of Ukraine, the government of Asia, Malaysia, China, America. They will take it quietly. You don't know that most of the money that is moving out from Nigeria is in the billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars every blessed year, going outside for investment, and the people are dying in Sahara Desert trying to reach Europe. Don't you see that these people, they don't merit to be alive? The mentality, what I'm saying is not only meant for the politicians. I used to say it, the people. In this COG, Africans have never risen to that advanced form of consciousness. For your information, advanced form of civilization, whereby they remove primitive wickedness. There is wickedness, yes. Everybody have it. But there is primitive wickedness. The difference is this. Like what Yaya Bello and other Nigerians are doing. They see their people suffering. No job. People they are shouting, hey, insecurity. What is causing insecurity? It's because there is no job. People will come out from school to practice, to get job, or to get money, to get loan, to practice what they learned. No way. They have to survive. Do you know that in Japan, as a Japanese citizen, you are entitled? It's a right. It's your right. You are entitled to the minimum or minimum of $100,000. Do you know that? Ask any person living in Japan that knows. Not maybe there are people that will live in a country for 100 years. They don't even know what is happening there. For your information, as a Japanese citizen, you have the right of $100,000. Now, if you take it as a loan, because not everybody will be employed. Look at organization of government. Oh, that is development. That is civilization. Once you are born as a Japanese, you have the right, 100,000. If you want, collect that. You go and apply. They give you your 100,000. If you want to eat it, but once you spend it, use it to do betting, no problem. But you cannot get again. That is the consequence, because your own share has been given to you. You misuse it. If you are paying back, you can get more anytime you want to take, because the government understand that, look, People that are moving out from school, people that even don't want to go to school again, they learn one thing or the other, or only when agun. People with different kinds of agun, they want to do one thing or the other. They need a fund. Are you understanding me? They need the finance, capital to start it. Anything you want to do, buying and selling, you need the fund, you need the capital to start it. So they made it as a citizen. You have the right to $100,000 at least. If you want, take it to you are not accountable to it. But if you pay back, now you can get more. Anytime you want, you take. It's your money. No interest, zero interest. Now tell me, what is the kingdom of God as you are talking? What are you looking again as a kingdom of God? Tell me, okay, what do you think is heaven again? You will see people with hot brain, people that can do things. They come out from school, they want to even start up something. No will, no fund. That's why women, our ladies, they enter hookup in order to raise money. Some of them try to, they have something to do, but there is no capital to start it. So they say, once you enter small, no more. You get that, you call it easy money. No more, you continue. You forget about what you say now. Why should I start going to sew as a seamstress, where one man can carry me and give me 200k in a night? What is it? Now he will forget what she learned and relegate it. He said, how many months will I work to get this thing? Do you see how we are in an artificial British farm, that they are turning us into something else? Do you see? Don't you see that we should double or quadruple our effort in what we are doing? Otherwise, we are a race that is meant for destruction. Britain wants to destroy our Igbo race, great Igbo race, in the Nigeria farm, in their Nigeria farm, because Nigeria is a farm. It's an experiment. That's why Bill Gates have the audacity to come there to pay for everybody's organ, to buy it, kill everybody. They don't care, because you are in their aquarium, you are in their farm. Anything the farmer wants, you do with your life. But it pains me a lot that people don't understand this. I'm telling you honestly, it's very, very sad indeed. So look at the hypocrisy. Now they don't know the whereabouts of Kogi State Governor Yaya Bello. They don't know. But when it comes to Igbo governors, they catch it immediately. Look at how they humiliated the Emefiele. Among the whole people in Buhari's union or cabinet, it's only Emefiele they targeted. Do you see that? They humiliated him. Whereas there are people that are giving orders to do something. That's why, as an Igbo man, Nigeria is your grave. For your information, Hapokwao is truth. We must continue. We must continue. There is another news headline I want to read. Now, there is this news of today. I'm going to continue on the continuous colonial legacy in Africa. Religion. That is what we are living on. Religion. Belief. They brought us belief over knowledge. And the belief now supersedes knowledge in our land. Whereas they are waxing stronger, the evil colonizers are waxing stronger in their countries with knowledge. They infected us the virus of belief. It's an evil virus. And we continue battling with it. We continue living with it. That is what I'm going to talk about today. But before I go there is something I want to read. There is something I want to read. There is this news on the 13th of March 2024. Let us, because it want to pass without being noticed, but You know, IPOB has eagle eyes, please. Tinubu's we are seeing 17 federal commissioners of population commission. I will talk about this maybe Monday, much more. I will talk about it. Maybe I'll come with my comrade that I used to broadcast with from a gun tribe. I'll come with him on Monday. I'll talk about it more. But let me just give a preamble. Tinubu we are seeing 17 federal commissioners of population. That is the news of 13th March 2024. Is a month plus news now. Do you know why we are talking about it? They want to do this census without our, beaming our searchlight on it. Last time I think it was Buhari's administration that wanted to do it, but when we started campaigning, they withdrew. They said, nah. Let me tell you, please, Biafrans that are hearing my voice, call your brothers and sisters that are outside Biafra land. Don't ever engage in we have been fools for so many years. Fools. We have been idiots for so many years. This is the time of knowledge, the era of knowledge. Do not get any time that Nigeria is having their so-called census. Do not ever be counted if you are outside the Biafra land. Make sure that you go with your family to Biafra territory to be counted. Are you hearing me? Because they know how to do it. I'll read for you what they posted. This is since last year, but Ariwa Forum shared it. Ariwa. It was posted by Rumu Udomaya Community Development Council, Rumu Udomaya Civic Center. I know it's Ikwere, it's our brothers, Ikwere. Now, but the thing was shared by Ariwa Group on social media. Let me read for you, please, because sometimes we become so idiotic. Ndibo. We become so idiotic. We don't know how politics work. We don't know. We are very bad in politics, on political reasoning. That's why we live by the day, only struggling to survive and live. Now, once you are able to buy one tokumbo, no. Our detractors are laughing at us. They have mesmerized us with, as people that never know anything about politics. People that live in equatorial forests. It's the way they are seeing us, the caliphate. I am telling you. When you don't understand things, how things work politically, you make mistakes that follow us, that traumatize our race for generations upon generations. Now, what these people wrote is this. 5 things every Ikwere person at home and outside must do during the forthcoming national census. Listen, me, I'm reading it even from Ariwa Republic page. They reposted it, and they are talking to our people of Ikwere clan. Ikwere is a clan, not an ethnic group. It's not a tribe. Ikwere is Igbo. The same way Ngwa is Igbo. The same way Olo is a clan in Igbo land. The same way Nsoka is a clan in Igbo land. The same way Abriba is a clan in Igbo land. Because we speak different dialects, it doesn't mean that we are different people. How many times do we say this? How many times do we repeat this? How do you think Ariwa of a people Now look, I say 5 things every Ikwere person at home and outside must do during the forthcoming national census. Listen up. When asked the language you speak in the form, feel Ikwere. Is Ariwa telling the Ikwere ndi Igbo ndi Ikwere? Oh, Chineke. Ndi Igbo ndona. Even they took us as very big, huge idiots. I'm telling you that Ariwa should be telling you this division, divide and conquer, is practically what they love it. That is what they engage. Even if you ask, you can't speak Ikwere language, make Ikwere solely your first language. This way you will increase the number of Ikwere language speakers and make it an important language. Do you see? What is Ikwere language? Tell me. The other time I think they asked somebody, I think our brother that is doing good job. You ask Ikwere, man, are you some idiots anyway? Are you Igbo? Say no. Then what are you? I'm Ikwere. Okay, what do you call hand in Ikwere? He say aka. What do you call leg? Oko. What do you call woman? Wanyi. What do you call man? In your no, tell me Ikwere language. Don't speak any other language. You say no, I'm speaking Ikwere. Now, do you have market days? How many market days you have? Ikwere have? He said 4 market days. Name them. Afo, Nkwo, Eke, Orie. He said no. Are you speaking another language? Are you speaking Ikwere? He said no. This is Ikwere I'm speaking. Now, what is your language? Ikwere. Hey, you are watching stupidity, and stupidity is watching you. I don't know if my voice is cutting and coming. I don't know. Please, you let me know, because sometimes I see it in the indicator. Whether it's from my, please indicate for me whether, so that I will take precaution. Now, you will ask the person from Ikwere, oh, do you have a market days? He say yes. What is how many market days? He say 4. Name them. Afo, Nkwo, Eke, Orie. Say no, speak Ikwere or don't speak any other. I'm speaking Ikwere. Oh, Ikwere is Afo, yes. Ikwere is Nkwo, yes. Ikwere is Eke, yes. Ikwere is Orie, yes. Then why? Then what is the difference between Ikwere and the Igbo? No, that is where once he asks them that question, they start rubbing hands. No, my papa tell me, I'm not Igbo, but I'm Ikwere. And you are watching a grown-up person talking like an idiot. I don't even want to use F word. I'm on air, please. Okay, thank you, Mazi. Say my voice is coming out clear. Thank you. So, and you see, what are you speaking? But you are speaking Ikwere. You say no, speak Ikwere or don't speak any other language. You say I'm speaking my Ikwere now. Now what is Igbo now? Because it's the same Igbo. He said no, my papa tell me, say, after creating River State, we become Rivers man. And you are looking at an idiot. And you say, who did it to us? There is a level of things, there is a level something should go. Are you hearing me? There should be a limitation to something. Sometimes, even if your father, your mother told you stories, but when you grow, you have common sense. Common sense will start telling you, but look, what I'm speaking is this language. I'm hearing with a man what he's speaking. We are talking about person, somebody from Enugu. No, we're speaking the same thing. I'm hearing him. We are talking and communicating, but they say I'm not Igbo. I cannot understand. You cannot ask your father or your mother, do we have any other language apart from what we have? No. We have, but they say, you leave it like that. That is the same way religion blocks our knowledge, our brain. I used to say it. Religion blocks our brain right from a tender age. As a curious child, that you are growing, you start knowing something at the age of 5-6 years. They ask too much questions. That is when they start being curious about their surroundings. You will ask, a child will ask his religious mother, Mommy, why is it that the sun is shining and after it will go dark? What is it? The mother said, no, 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 don't ask. It's God that created it like that now. Don't you know that? This kind of things is God. It's the way God made it. So do not ask God the question, okay? You are questioning this, you are questioning God. So you want God to beat you? Say, hey, no, 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 Mommy, I don't want God. God is that huge person in heaven. You see up. You see, he said, okay, you have shut down that child's knowledge or curiosity to understand more. He will carry it outside. If he's talking with his fellow children, they ask the same question. Say, why is the sun not shining shining during the daytime and in the night no more sun? He will say, no, I asked my mother. It's the way God talking to. Don't talk again. Before you want God to kill us. And the children will grow like that. I say the colonizers put us in a very miserable way, in a situation that is piteous. That is why we are suffering. Are you hearing me? We don't pity ourselves here. I need to. But do you know that an enlightened family, if their child that is growing, if he asks them, he will tell them, this is how nature is, but there is a cost to it. This world is rotating like a ball. Is rotating. Now the sun is here, static. If he rotates like this, he will try to explain to the child. Now, that explanation will bring more questions to the child's brain. He will even become more interested in knowing more. The more he grows, the more he becomes fascinated. Before you know, he will start making researches. What this my father told me. Now, wow, it confuses me, but let me see. How? Before you know, you have created a scientist, a natural scientist, right from the family, because of simple question. But you don't know. But the religious, they say, no, 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 don't talk. God created it like that. And your brain, that frontal lobe is shut permanently. So everything is God. You wake up to pray. You wake up to go anywhere. You pray. Let us pray. Is what we teach. Is what we experience. I experience it sometimes. I want, time to reverse. I see if I have power to reverse back time. They killed us with religion. You want to go outside early in the morning. Everybody will gather. You pray. So everything is God that do it. Go and come safely is God. You are eating, you pray so that is God that we do it. So we now train our children to put the responsibility that should be human being onto an unseen spirit. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Chineke. Why is it so? That is the starting point of our problems. Are you hearing me? That is the starting point of our failure as a race. We carry every responsibility to God. Right from childhood, we train our children like that. Oh, let us pray. Everything, let us pray. Any slightest thing, let us pray. Let us pray. You are praying to who, for goodness sake? You are praying to who? Why, if you pray, why wouldn't the child will now see the solution to every problem is God? So you have shut down the medulla oblongata, frontal lobe of that child. Destroyed. I now can see that why should we talk about religion? It will bring division. So which kind of divisions are we not, for goodness sake? When we have destroyed our families, we have destroyed our future generations with belief. Let us pray. You want to eat, let us pray. You want to go out inside car, let us pray. It's God that is in control of everything. Therefore, government is relegated at the background, that no person cares about government. And you are telling me that is the best way. You are telling me that is the best way to train a child, isn't it? Oh, it's God that make you want to pass an exam, you pray. You want to do this, drink water, you pray. You want electricity to be given to us. Let NEPA bring light. Let us pray. And the child is learning. That is how we grew up. And that is why we are entangled into a very mysterious mess that is very difficult for us to come out. What we are doing is very deep. Before God and man, what we are doing, it is very deep. Removing stupidity that has been ingrained right from childhood, right from we suck it in the breast. It's not easy. It's not easy, eh? I know some even of my family members very much because of I don't care. And now we're talking like this. Why? Because the bottom line is when they reason, they say, but what do we do? How do we change it? We need to unlearn and relearn. We have learned nonsense. The colonial legacy still remains. We suck it from the breast. We sleep it. We go toilet on it. We in short, we are swimming in the aquarium, in the farmland of the colonial legacy. Are you hearing me? Now, let me continue about the census. Now, they are advising the Ikwere people on the oncoming census, which they want to conduct just quickly as you know what they used to do in the north. They used to count them. Do you remember I used to say this? I think I have all those. To find it, I stored all those programs. Any program I make, I store it in a hard disk. Right from the first day I started broadcasting, it will be in my archive. The first time before 2015, before Buhari took over power, when you go to Wikipedia, encyclopedia in Google, you type population of Fulani, they will tell you less than 1.5% of Nigeria population. Buhari took over power, and about 2018, after 3-4 years, type in 5, it becomes 5% of Nigeria population. Now, I will check. I never check now. Maybe going to 6. 6%, maybe, because they are updating. The issue is this: our people, Igbo, that call themselves intellectual, that should be doing something. People that should be caring for our collective interest in every way. They don't care about all these updates. The more they upgrade, they propagate the false population, Fulani population, they decrease Igbo. That's why here they are telling Ikwere, I say Ariwa group. They are telling Ikwere people, is your language or is Ikwere? He say, even if you speak Ikwere language, make sure even if you can't speak Ikwere language, I'm sorry, make sure solely your first, make Ikwere solely your first language. This way you will increase the number of Ikwere language speakers and make it an important language. At the first sight, the so-called Ikwere people that are foolish enough will be seeing it as good advice. They don't know that they are divide and rule. They are cutting Igbos into piecemeal. One of the worst heinous crimes of Ohanese and Igbo is what? Is allowing the caliphate, allowing Nigeria government to divide the Igbo people, Igbo communities, and put some in the north, put some in now. Anytime you talk about Igbo, they say 5 eastern states only, 5 southeastern states: Anambra, Imo, Ebonyi, Enugu. You count only 5 states, nothing more. The more they divide us into piecemeals because they want to make us insignificant in Nigeria. Before you know it, they will put the population of Fulani more than Igbo, and they will say now the 3 major major tribes in Nigeria is the Fulani, Hausa, Yoruba, finish. Igbos will be relegated. Who cares? Do they care? The answer is none. Nobody cares because it is a collective interest. So nobody cares. What Igbo men want is what they care for is their private stomach, their family. Now waiting. One go suffer for. I beg, waiting. It not concern me. But tomorrow it will concern you and your generation. You don't know. Oh, ye foolish people! It will concern you. Even updates on encyclopedia in Google in order to propagate more on Igbo. Nobody, all this say no, they don't care. What matters to them is like chairman to be called as a BBC, this and that. Use it to do something, go into and be firing. As the Fulani are paying, they are firing up, increasing their number only on papers. Now they are number 2. They say 5 things equal person at home or outside must do during the forthcoming national census. Number 2, he say for those who do not understand English, help them to state or feel equal solely. Now you ask, why is this thing so important to Arewa that they share it? Why is it important to them? Why is it important to Arewa to give advice to our Igbo that they should feel equal? Don't feel Igbo language, you feel equal, so that you people will be significant. Once you start asking this question, but this Arewa that is telling me this, why is it important to them? Now they say also promoting someone else's language ultimately relegates yours. What is somebody else's language? Igbo they are speaking. They speak. I understand the Ikwere man more than the Ikwere person, more than if Ansoka person, even some part of Abreba. If they start speaking their dialect, Igbo dialect, I will not understand nothing. But the Ikwere person, let them speak. I have been listening to. I saw one Ikwere one time. One Ikwere. Where are you calling from? Ikwere. I started speaking Igbo. I said, I want you to be speaking Ikwere, thinking that they will be speaking another language. He started speaking Igbo for me, direct. I said, no, speak that you are interior Igbo. He says what he's speaking to me now. I said, then why are you people exempting yourself that you are not Igbo? What is happening? Is this not stupidity? He started laughing. He don't know what to talk. My papa say, now so they raise us up. And you start asking, what is this? Why does Arewa group now take it as a duty in order to educate Ikweres? No, so they love you. If not for IPOB, we are gone. No? Before God and man. He said, if they ask you, number 3, if they ask you for your tribe, ethnic group, say Ikwere. Do you see the way they come and bring problem in a family? That is what Arewa group, or what is the advising them? So to raise rebellions among brothers, so that we'll be fighting each other. No, I'm not Igbo. I'm not. That's what they did after the war. Oh no, knowledge of politics is very good. You know, I used to clap for the Fulani. I admire them. They have their political juggernauts. Whether, somebody will used to say that I'm promoting them. No. We say it as it is, reality. I'm not promoting them. You don't underestimate your enemies. We have been underestimating them to our peril. We are dying slowly. Telling ourselves that they don't know anything. You don't know that they are masters in politics. That we are the foolish Bakomi people until we start understanding ourselves. And that thing, when you, like somebody told me, he said, if you do servitude, Igbo boy in Onisha, when he was doing, the first day he went to market with his Oga, the first admonition The first education his Oga gave to him is this: if you are in this shop, oh, any person that comes here, he want to buy this, he want to buy that, he's asking question. Is as long as he come here, start interacting with you, put it in your head that this person is a criminal, is a thief, just so that your eye will be open. That is the thing. But when you mean, that is what we should have been. That is why I'm telling, I admire these people. It's not I'm praising them. The same admonition that people receives in why doing boy in Onisha. Because if you underrate the person, he will surprise you. That is what we did. Nandi ama anything. Nandi aga obukwen in haina mehane legin hana watching. Because you can say them something with a change. You think an Hausa man will get a contract from the federal government, contract of 10 billion naira to supply something. In that 10 billion naira, I'm just giving you example. 10 billion naira contract, either for building of one thing or the other, or to supply something. Now he will subcontract it, call a Yoruba person that is his friend, subcontract it to him because he don't know anything about it. He will subcontract it to the Yoruba man, and the Yoruba man will charge 2 billion naira. I'm just giving you example. Now that 2 billion, the Hausa man or the Fulani man, the 8 billion is taken. He has that one is not doing anything. He has pocketed it. Oh. Listen, that's how Nigeria is. He will subcontract it to a Yoruba man. The Yoruba man will charge 2 billion, say he know this, he is a master in it. Okay. Hausa man will say, yeah, wow, okay, no problem. Now do it. You can do it well, yes. Yoruba man now we go and look for the real slave Igbo man to do the work. The person that will die inside, that we know how to do the work 100%. He will go and subcontract it. Start talking about with the Igbo man. The Igbo man will tell him 200 million naira. Yoruba man will say, Omo Igbo, you love money too much. Wait it be 200 naira, 200 million. 200 million too much now. Okay, wait him be my share. He say, okay, Oga, you know this is the work. I go do them very well. You will see this and that. You will give me for you. Take 50 million now. I will give you. I will do it 150 million. Your mama will say, okay, no problem. You give it to me, but we write 200 million. He say, okay. You don't know that Yoruba person have taken 1.5 billion free of charge. Igbo man only. That is the situation we are in Nigeria. Igbo man now we go and that is try to satisfy. He will do the job, supply everything, even work overtime. Call people after paying the people doing the job correctly. Maybe his own gain there will be, for example, 50 million naira. With that 50 million naira, he will come out on or maybe his friend. He will also 1 million naira. Even the Yoruba man will be laughing at him, but he will be answering him. He don't know that Yoruba man have 1.5 billion and 50 million free of charge. Hausa man that is their chief, that they didn't know, have collected 8 billion for doing nothing. Igbo man, the lower, the pyramid, the way it goes. Now Igbo man will be at the lowest end. But he will boast more. Before after 50 million, he will use 15 or 20 million, go buy car, one nice to Kumbo. Post so just hey, oh, whereas the people that are there, they don't even make noise. They took 1,000 times what you have done and they didn't do nothing. That is how Nigeria is programmed. Now, let me go on to number 4. What the Ariwa Republic is reposting sharing what they posted. about to Ikwere. 5 things Ikwere at home and outside must do during the forthcoming national census. Number 4, he said, even if you live in any other city in Nigeria or know how to speak any other language outside your native tongue, don't mention or fill it in your forms. Just leave it at Ikwere. Now, the question you should ask yourself, ask the Ariwama, Oga, so why do you love us so much, right? What is your intention of telling us this? What is your intention of advising me to be my own? No? Now, he said, okay. Number 5, if they ask you for another address, give your address as Eba, Omagwa, Isiokpo, Ozuoba, Chioba, Mboaba, Urumu Okalibo, Urumu Kiwu, this and that. Make sure it is your village. Give your family house address in your village, even if you have never been there. Don't give them your address elsewhere in Lagos, UK, Texas, Kano, this and that. If you don't know the right address in your village, just state your village name. For example, behind the Akbo Ancestral Hall, Zoba Town, Obio, Akbo, Obi Akbo, LGA. He said, please do it for us. For Ikwere. Census is very important. Don't fail Iwuro her nation. That is how they created Willings Minority Commission. Our people are not knowledgeable when it comes to politics. I continue saying it. And you know, I was saying, now, after the war, our people had the properties everywhere in Nigeria. Before the war, now when they killed them, they run back. After the war, they went back to the north. They gave them their properties, their house property, their landed properties in the north. Cool. Even in some part of the west, they gave it to them. Do you know what they do? Do you know what they did? The caliphate went behind and engineered our brother, our king, our own blood, Ikwere. Tell them, me wanna no give me wanna take their properties. Remove yourself from Igbo. You people are not Igbo. Kill their property, take them. They can't do nothing. We will support you from behind. No problem. We will support you. Okay? If these people are knowledgeable, they will say, no, we cannot do it to our own blood. No. They suffer for it. No problem. Oh, and they don't ask them, but you that is telling us, why didn't you seize their own properties in your land? Do you know what they did? They knock our heads together so that we'll be, this complex will make them remove themselves, say we are no more Igbo. Are you hearing me? So that we'll be fighting forever, but we have known all these things are bygone. We have known all these things. Are you hearing me? Whereas they stay outside as a peacemaker. And they will come and say, you see, not be our brothers. We give you your property, so in the north. You that is calling us names. You see how good we are. But is it not your brothers that seize your property? But it's them that engineer them. But these our brothers are foolish by accepting it. That is the reality. Is it not the same thing I used to talk about like somebody like a Hope Uzodimma? That they impose in Imo State. The caliphate told him, can you do what we want you to do? He said, I can do. His greed blinded him. Now they impose him on us, on Imo. If it is, the blame clearly lies on him. Because normally, he's supposed to do what Jonathan did, the good luck Jonathan did in our Sorok, and say, no, the blood of my people, my political ambition does not merit the blood of my people. So, because I know that if you impose me there, I can be there, but blood will flow. So I don't want. There they will see him as reasonable. You understand? But he foolishly accepted. Do you see the problem? He foolishly accepted, knowing fully well that it will bring a problem. He accepted. But if it is in Asorok, for example, he himself is at fourth or third position, he can't do nothing. Look at good luck Jonathan. In 2015, what happened? Before even result, he said, no, my political ambition did not merit the blood of Nigerians, so I surrender. But just tell me, if he is a governorship candidate, an incumbent governor in Bayelsa, that his brother say he will, he say all of us will die here. Everybody, that is, the primitivity in our people, because we are only powerful against ourselves. When it comes to foreigner, we become weak as water. Playing gentle. No, we don't want to. We don't want the blood to flow. So good luck, Ukuku. He just quietly stepped down, congratulated Buhari. No, he's a gentleman. But let it be a governorship, a tussle in his hometown. There you will see his eye. That time, his political ambition will merit the blood of everybody. Do you see how foolish our people are? We are not wise. You see, Mazi and the Kano started opening our brains, our eyes, and we are now starting to be wise. Once you're in IPOB, once you are a listener, a student of Radio Biafra, you become wise. Wisdom, you don't get it in school. You know that. You don't get it in school. Are you hearing me? So this is what the Ariwa is asking. Tell his Ikwere, they love Ikwere, but they have oil blocks. Ikwere man, where is your oil block? Are you hearing me? Now, as our brother sent to me, yes, you are right. Fulani population before there is about 7.6 million, but today is 15 point something million. 6 point, yes, you see, 6.6%. I saw it before 2015. It was less than 1.5%, which is not up to 2 million even in Nigeria. But today they have. Do you see that they are working everywhere? Once you open, you say, go see Google. Now it's there in Google. See the population of Fulani in Nigeria, they are coming. Before you know it, before 10 years, they will write in Google that now Fulani has surpassed Biafra. They say Igbo people every time they say almost more than 40 million. Every time, right from time immemorial, the same number. No, we know the increase. Because we don't have concerned the people. People are Igbos. We are not concerned of our collective interest. What matters is what we are going to get now and be making a show. That's why all of us are perishing. That's it. And we are perishing. Until a time comes, until we start putting heads together, and the time is now. That is what IPOB is for. If this thing, I think even I will postpone my religious program, honestly speaking, because I have many things to talk there. But I have many things to talk there. It will merit time. I don't know why this has taken my time, but it is worth it. Look at Ariwa. They are just begging Ikwere people. Don't talk, say your language is Ikwere. Don't feel any other thing. But can I surprise you? Let me tell you. Do you know that on papers, officially, Nigeria has 371 ethnic groups. Nigeria. But I counted it and counted it again. More than out of that 371 ethnic groups, more than 300 is from the north. Oh, Chineke. Hey, Beribe, ignorance is a killer. I say more than 300 among 371 ethnic groups is from the north. Notwithstanding that even in our southeast, in our east, let me call in our east, in Biafra land, they put even clans, Ogoni, as an ethnic group, which is also Igbo. no matter how they divided it, more than 300 out of 371 is from the north. Then others are in the south, including Yoruba side. Do you see that? But they will not look at how they are telling you to Ikwereoya divide. Let me tell you, they don't tell even their people in the north. They don't give them this advice. Instead, they tell you, no, you are Hausa and Fulani. You are speaking Hausa, just feel Hausa. Who is deceiving who? Who is the foolish person? Is it not we? Is it not the same way they are using Nyesom Wike in Abuja today to deal with his own people? He say, they deny, say, I'm not Igbo. Tomorrow he will come now and start crying, begging, no, I'm Igbo man. No, it's this, it's politics now. Chuku Poyokan. That is how they use our people against our people. Very myopic set of human beings. You think you can grow more than your race? You are nothing unless we are something. We. Are you hearing me? Let me tell you. In the north, there are many tribes. But many people don't know. Do you know that Tafawa Balewa, that you are hearing, the first prime minister of Nigeria, Tafawa Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. He was given a night in London. That's why they call him Sir Ahmad Bello Sir Tafawa Balewa. They don't care about religion. What matters to them is the person they will use. Even they didn't give Azikiwe anything. Na England. Is these people, the Sir. Do you think that when they put Sir, do you think it's nothing? Lordship. Na London. Yana Ahmad Bello. Do you know that Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, do you know that he is not an Hausa man? Do you know that? He is from a tribe they call Gere tribe. Gere. G-E-A-R-E. Gere ethnicity. It's not Hausa. But all of us believe, oh, it's an Hausa man. No, it's not an Hausa. He is from Gere. You know, in Bauchi State. Do you know that? His father is Yakubu Danzala from Gere ethnicity. And that Gere is going into extinct because they are assimilating and absorbing every other tribe as a Hausa in the north. Are you hearing me? That is the reality. Now, Fulani, let me tell you the Fulani sophisticated politics. They left only language for Hausas to make them feel that they are human beings. But they are in charge. Are you hearing me? Fulani is a perfect colonizer. They leave them, just like as I said, they remove them from their natural habitat, put them in their farmer's aquarium, and leave the fish to be moving around, thinking that he's still in his natural habitat. They allowed them, left their language, Hausa, but they are the Lord, they are in charge. The same way they gave Africa flag independence, we thought that we are ruling ourselves. Oh, we are in democracy, we are choosing our leaders. No, the Europeans are in charge. We are in a natural aquarium, in an artificial aquarium. Thinking that we are still swimming in the river. No, that is the truth. So I put up. Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. He's not an Hausa person, never. But we call him Hausa because the Fulani, they are colonialists. They assimilate. They assimilate any other ethnicity. To the extent, even people in Benue speak Hausa. Don't you answer why? This instruction they are given to Ikwere by the the Ariwa group. Okay, do you think that they will tell their group or their other ethnicities in the north. No, don't feel outside or feel anything. Feel this thing. But we are telling them. We are telling them, the whole northerners, the indigenous people of the north, we are telling you people. We are telling you people, in order to do what? To defend your ethnicity. Let me come. Just hold on. I will bring all this, some of the names of these ethnic groups in Nigeria. I'll bring it. You will see. I say I counted them. Out of 371, oh, more than 300 is from the north. But they don't take. Britain come and say, you know, we love you people in the east. So we want to defend you. You are minority. There is a threat from Igbos. So we protect you. And you ask them, what is the threat? Why don't you protect? Look at where Fulani is openly ransacking indigenous people in the north. Britain they don't care. For you to understand that there is something ignominious. There is something heavy hidden agenda against us. We need to fight. We need to continue fighting. Otherwise, let me tell you, what we are fighting is for survival. Oh. We are not fighting to take another person's property. We are fighting for our own survival. Are you hearing me? That is what restoration of Biafra is all about. For our survival. Because we cannot survive in the artificial farm, British farm we call Nigeria. It's not natural for us. They are making sure to, you know, to slaughter us all, to assimilate us in their artificial farm. But we cannot agree. You have ethnicities, tribes in the north, more than anything. You have Achipa, the Achipa tribe in Kebbi State. You have Adara, Kaduna and Niger. You have Alfade, Yobe. You have Afizere, Plateau. You have Afo or Eloi, Nasarawa. Many of them, Alago, Nasarawa. You have Amo, Plateau. You have Atiap, Kaduna. You have Ayoka in Jigawa State. Are you hearing me? You have Ayu, Kaduna. Have you heard all these tribes before? But whenever they talk about tribe in Nigeria, you say, how many tribes in there? Name some tribes in Nigeria. You say Efik, Igbo, Ikwere. These are not even tribes. Some are clans. You don't know any other thing. Edo, Ejo, Egala. These are, you know, you don't know anything about the North. Because this is the information they put out there for us to continue consuming. We continue consuming it. I say, IPOB opened my eyes about the world order. I am telling you, whatever the world wants to drive in, the West, now they continue dishing it out. Look at, I say, events that took place these few days. Even in Mavomi, make me, I start shaking. I say, so this is how these people are highly hypocritical. What happened between Iran and Israel? They no longer talk about Israel bombing, killing Iranian citizens in Iranian consulate in Syria, in another country. And do you know that it is against international charter, United Nations charter? When you invade an embassy or consulate of a country in any place in the world, it means invading their sovereignty. Are you hearing me? That's why any person they pursue now, he run into a foreign embassy in their land. No, but they cannot go there to look at Julian Assange. Did they go to invade him? No. The answer is no. Because they have to respect the international pact. the United Nations Charter on protection of consulates. It is like the territory of that country. But whatever they are speaking, you hear all these politicians in Western politicians in Sky News, in CNN, they don't talk about what is the bomb. No, they start. The way they increase the volume. Oh, Iran will use more than 300 drones and ballistic missiles, and it's a massive attack. I say, but hey, Chinekele. No person talks about it, and they continue pushing this until people, little by little, in your subconscious, you start accepting their message subconsciously. You start accepting it and start blaming the other person or the other people. Say, no, why do you do? Without understanding that, look, these people provoked it. Look at what they did. Had it been even you know how many times is, I'm not supporting anybody, but I'm talking on international treaties and respect to law. People that are telling you that we have to respect the law, this and that, but they are hypocrites in this world. That is why I look at this world and say there is no single justice. No single justice. Any person, justice or no justice or conscience is for the people to control the people. All these people, anything they want, they get it, whether it means massacre. They use their media to achieve it. Are you hearing me? You know, from time to time, they can use proxies, no problem. It's a cold war, it's a tricky war. No person will. How many times they assassinate maybe Iranian scientists? In Mecca, in Saudi Arabia, they assassinated him. There is no proof. That one, no person, no problem. It's allowed in international politics. You too, if you have power, you go and retaliate secretly without proof. After all, during the Cold War between the Soviet Union and the West, many things happened, many proxies. But they told themselves they have a pact that we shall never fight an open war. But if you know how to trick master, trick star, bring out your style, no problem. We can accept that. But let us not, they agree not to disagree. Or they disagree to agree that they should never fight open war, because fighting open war among themselves is spell doom to the world. They will use their nuclear weapons. Everybody knows it. That's why they are using proxies. They can use terrorists attack this side. This side will revenge. Is allowed as long as there is no proof pinned to you. They will laugh. It's intelligent game. It's allowed. But when you go openly to bomb because you have to do it, and you claim responsibility, is you. Everybody knows it. You have now there. You have failed. It's no more Cold War. This is open war. But they are not talking it like this. There I say, I look at anything the Western media says now. If you want to survive, don't ever accept, don't ever listen, because they have been dealing with us. That is how they drove their religion into our skulls, telling us to hate our things, telling us that our ways are evil, our ancestors are. We accepted it. Oh, they are rayoro. I'm telling you. I want to, my blood pressure rises. And it's stuck in our brain. It's stuck in our life. It becomes our way of life. We started accepting it that look, and a savior comes from a white place. Is him that we start arguing something that is natural to us. I don't know. It's not a religion. Discarding our own thing. Discarding our own thing. Telling ourselves they convince. Do you know what it took them? Not even they didn't. They impose on us that everything concerning us is evil. We are talking about the lives of Mungo Park and the Landa brothers. That now we are because our eyes are now open. We are matured enough to reason. Now, when it comes to religion, why can't we reason? This is why, the caliphate is, see, look at, they are seen also as people that don't know nothing. That they should colonize us. When they divide us into piecemeals, what will they do? They swallow us all, one by one. They will swallow us one by one. Do you know why our people say in 1967, 66, 67, we are able to rise up to fight? Do you know the reason? Because they killed us everywhere. Do you know that is a mistake they will never do again? Now, they devise another, a more potent way of swallowing us. Piecemeal by piecemeal. Don't you see? There is no more massive rioting that in every place in the north that targets Igbo traders or Igbo properties. No. Instead, it happens one place at a time, others will keep quiet. Another time, it will happen in Bauchi. Others will it's unlike before. Before, anything that started, even in Plateau, it will spread. Oh, they don't even ask questions. They start killing Igbos everywhere, riots everywhere, and people will start running, coming back home. Now, in 1966, they did it. To the extent, even in the West, Yorubas started also the same thing. That is the thing that drove our people to have the audacity and say, oh boy, let us go suicide. Instead, even if it is a die, let us die, because we are dying. There is nothing we can do. Many people are saying that some mischievous people are saying that Ojukwu caused the war. Ojukwu didn't even want the war. He wanted to avoid the war. That is why he negotiated with Gowon and his friends in the north, the emirs in the north, and convinced our people, said, no, everything is okay. Do they talk about it? Hypocrites everywhere. Do they talk about it? The answer is no. Do you ask them? You cannot ask them because you don't know. You don't study history, do you? Ojukwu negotiated after the first wave of pogrom that killed hundreds of thousands of our people. Ojukwu say, okay, I don't want anything. He started negotiating frantically with Gowon and the emirs of the north, and they assure him that okay, it's over, no problem, that they have reined in their people, no problem. He didn't know that it's a trap. Ojukwu have to announce on radio and convince our people that if you want to go to the north, it's free, everywhere is okay. Now please let us forgive and forget. You know, as normal Igbo man, religious man, let us forgive and forget, or everybody go. Our people nupuku again. The second time is that second time that they slaughtered the worst. When the people that came back, our people gather and forced Ojukwu say, if you don't declare Biafra, if you don't take us out of Nigeria, we are going to look for somebody that will replace you and put him there and pursue you from that place. If you're a coward, Ojukwu tell them, say, look, if we fight war, it's not good though. If they defeat us, we become slaves. Or those that they say we don't. You want us to be killed? They gathered Ojukwu. They want to shred him into pieces. People will not tell you this. Mischievous set of people. They are lying against somebody that died. Very, very hypocritical, evil set of people. They don't tell you this. It is our people. Though the population gathered and imposed in Ojukwu and said, look, we must take us because we are no more safe. Anywhere we are no more safe. And do you know why our people are able to do that? Have the mind to do that? Because there is no more any safe place for them. Had it been Lagos didn't kill them, all of them will run to Lagos from Kaduna, Kano. Lagos now say, hey, cool, no problem. At least my apartment. Now so our people be. But it was hot everywhere. And let me tell you, what I'm telling you is what is happening. The Nigeria Caliphate now realized that that is a mistake they made. So now what they are doing is dividing us into piecemeal and be swallowing us little by little as they are driving in their agenda. They kill some people in Bauchi. after Deborah riot, Deborah Samuel, they destroyed our properties. Before he enters another place, they cool down. The governors and emirs, we could have said, oh yeah, Igbo, yeah, no problem. Those that die, don't worry. Igbo, Imandi Igbo. We do like babies. You will slap him immediately, cry. You carry biscuits, you give him to him, and say, take now. No, Igbo man will say, he loves us. But what we are saying is this, our property, the damage. And the governor said, don't worry, I will take care of it. Don't worry. We are all one Nigeria. I say, okay. I thank you. You see, bring Igbo man to address a commissioner. I thank you, sir, for even coming. I lost my two siblings. They killed him and destroyed my property. But you are a very good man. I thank you for even listening, for coming here to talk to us. I thank you very much. I am here in Kaduna. It's good people you are. We are in Kano. It's good people. The man who are here in Kano, are they happy that even Governor Metromaka, very primitive set of people. That is the new system they have devised. They will not come like 1966, killing us everywhere. No. They will kill here. Before you go, they have reduced that population. They cool down. They have cleared the properties. Burn down the properties of some. Before you know, everybody will. They will say, okay, don't worry, we'll take care of it. Hey. Oh yeah. They will cool it down. Another day it will happen in Zamfara. Another day they will burn our destiny in Lagos. Others will say, as long as Igbo man have a respite somewhere, he prefer to survive, to live, even come deliver. This is a very bad mantra we need to remove from our mentality. Very bad mantra. People that does this, they perish. They become assimilated. You die natural death like the Taino tribe in the Caribbean. They are extinct. People that are like this, that have no sense of politics, that have no sense of self-preservation. What matters to them is what individual. They sentence us to individual survival. This is very, very evil, wicked, and bad. We have to change our mentality, please. We have to change our mentality. Any person go, if there is any census, any northern group, somebody from Atiyap, ethnic Atiyap tribe, you have to don't fill the form and say Hausa. No, you are denying your identity. Right? That they tell you say Hausa. Yes, no. I'm from Atiyap. I'm Ayoka in Jigawa. It's my ethnicity. If they tell you Fulani, say no. I'm Ayoka. I am Ayu from Kaduna. Are you hearing me? I am Bambuko from Taraba State. Stop feeling that you are Hausa. But when you come out as somebody from Banka in Bauchi State, when they call you Hausa man, you start being annoyed. But when you are feeling form of what do you call it? Population census form. You say they tell you say you are Hausa, just accept you are Hausa. You say okay, no problem. No, you are diminishing. Let me tell you, the population of Hausa, they are increasing, and Fulani. It is the population of the other indigenous ethnicities that are living out of ignorance, denying their identity. When it comes to where they have to stand for their identity, they say they are Hausa, but they are not. They have their natural language. Hausa is what they teach them. They taught them Hausa. My comrade that I used to bring, he will come here, I think Monday. He's from a Gon tribe. A Gon, I never even knew. He told me he's a Gon in Nasarawa, from Nasarawa State. But he speaks Hausa naturally. They learn it. They impose them to learn Hausa. You must speak Hausa. Do you see? But these people, they will tell you that they are not domineering. It's Igbo domineering. Do we impose our language in our any tribe? Oh, the misinformation, the hatred in Britain spread. This kind of hatred is evil against Igbos. They put on us something that is far, because they identify the Igbos as the only people that can rise up and save others. Now they pinpoint them in order to deal with Igbos. But once they finish with Igbos, now every other one is just for easy targets. That is why they are doing this. Do you understand me? Do you know about the Bassa tribe? Bassa in Kaduna, Kogi, Niger State, Plateau. Even when I count, I didn't even count some Benue State, even some Kogi tribes. I don't count them. You understand? But they are more than 300 tribes out of 371. But whenever they talk about different tribes, they come to the east. Is there? It makes everybody focus. Oh, there they have minorities. They are misinforming. It's misinformation. No, it's misinformation. The same way they are misinforming the world to put into your head you hate one set of people. The people they hate is what you will hate. Their enemies will become your enemies. That is the way they want us to be, because we are in their farms. They try to do it to Mandela. In 90s, when Mandela came out, he went to America. They started, they know how to produce somebody now. Mandela, you say you're a Democrat, but you are dealing with Palestinians. They are terrorists. Why are you dealing with them? But you say you are defending democracy. He answered that idiot. He gave him also. He gave. I think he's a lady. He gave that journalist what she deserved. He said the highest mistake of the West, especially America, is to think that their enemy should be our enemies. That is, any person that is their enemy, they expect you have to be your enemy. Any person that is their friend, they must be your friend. That is nonsense. Which means, then why are you preaching democracy? You don't give me the right to choose. You are imposing on me, and you are the champion of democracy. To hell with this, they are useless and hypocritical democracy, which they are using in keeping Africans down. Say democracy. Are we in charge? Are we electing our presidents? The answer is no. What they are using us to do is just like window display, just to showcase that, oh, there is democracy. But underneath, they have chosen who they want to choose. And they promote the person. Before you know, whether they must put him there by hook or by crook. Didn't you see in your crocodile eye how Obama installed Buhari? Is it not Obama? Obama. Amen. When he was America's president of America, he installed Buhari into power. He cajoled good luck and tell him, hey, Obama used his campaign manager. Buhari used Obama's campaign manager from America. And before even the result come out, Obama called Jonathan and said, hey, I say you have to go down. Congratulate him, otherwise you will die in office. So he threatened him direct. That's why he said, my political ambition, the blood of Nigerians didn't merit my political ambition. He congratulated even before full results. That is democracy. Is that democracy? They are hypocrites everywhere. Hypocrites everywhere. Torturing our lives. So what am I trying to say? If you are a northern indigenous person or personnel or people, somebody from Bauchi in Niger State, from Baya in Adamawa, from Berom in Plateau, what of the Bobua in Taraba State? What about the Buduma in Borno State, the Bomboro in Bauchi. These are different tribes, but you call all of them Hausa. They are not. They come to separate us. We, Igbos, Ikwere. They say no. Say that you are not Igbo, you are Ikwere. Do you think they love you? Do you think? Why can't you reason? Say, why is the Fulani group, Northern, they call Northern group, so they love me more than my brother. They want me to be in complete conflict with my brother, so that they will come to ginger me, sponsor me, kill my brother, so that after everything, they will take over everything, put me into slavery. Are you here? Don't you know? Don't you know the way they are coming? It is high time. It is completely high time we understand the ways of these people. It is colonial legacy. The way colonialists come, the way they invade through different ways, including religion. They didn't bring us religion that they love us. No. It's just a way to keep us. You know, there is no way you, as a religious zealot, that you will have a say in foreigners' religion. It's impossible. You can never be perfect. Others must be coming from above. Are you hearing me? Order must be coming from above. As we talk about belief, which is an acceptance that something exists or is true, especially one without proof, it is the mental acceptance of a claim as true. Now, every tradition and culture has its own belief system, synonymous with the people's origin and way of life. But imposing foreign belief is a way of control. That is what I want to bring out, because I'll soon close and open the lines. Imposing foreign belief is a way of control and manipulation, which is colonization. It is better we continue that our natural belief system, that no person has no foreign influence. Just as I was saying, in our land we believe in Agwa and it is working. It's a belief, but we are seeing it. Many of us experience it. You can stay, you have your natural talent, your Agwa will just come into you and start, you will be building something. It happened to me as a kid. It happens to me, I tell you. You will be building things without understanding. You didn't learn it in school, no. Had it been, it is not. Before you know, even the family will be saying now, they will start delivering you, carrying you, because everywhere you take, before you know it, that thing that is in you is trying to. Had it been, it is not a foreign religious control, we will develop it. We will know how to manage this and develop it and use it to develop our country. Instead of you see many of our people that have this agua, many have been, strangulated. Many are now into kidnapping because no development. Had it been, it is not about this Nigeria we are in and the religion they put us into. Everything about you say, hey, it's mojo, hey, chopoya. And I know one bet you today. Where are we? Where are we? Any religion that come from abroad, it is meant to colonize you because it is not natural to you. You don't have a say. The indigenous people can never think of work towards innovating, modernizing, or changing any foreign imposed belief or myth. Any innovations or changing to the belief system must come from the origin. Do you see the reason why our indigenous culture is necessary? It's our natural habitat. where we have command over it, we can decide to innovate something out of it, and we do. Don't you see how Pope from Rome said something of blessing same-sex that is taboo in our land? You see people in our land, because they swear allegiance to it, they start defending it. Don't you see that? They came to our land, they impose our people, our men, to be celibate. That it is a girl, women to be also celibate. That is, they don't marry. They become unproductive in our society, and you call them father. Is it right? Is it right? They close all those generations. All those because of foreign. Tomorrow now, maybe in the next 20 years, or in the next 50 years, they can decide in Rome and say, okay, from today, Reverend Father should be marrying. That time they have relieved. What of those that they destroyed their generations? Do you see? Because it's not natural to us, so we don't have any say. We don't have any. Yes, you mama, and you must deliquate. You must calm down and continue. Yeah. Because they pay. He who pays you controls you. You see? Do you see the work of foreign religion? But if it is our own natural one, we don't have any any problem. Do you see Islam? Where Islam is giving much problem is non-Arab countries, where it was imposed. Just watch the whole world, watch them. But the source where Islam it come from, they are doing their thing. Even their Islamic is their thing. Is their natural culture. They have taken it as their natural culture right from 7th century till today. They fought for it. But wherever they are fighting against all this, look at Boko Haram, look at everywhere in the other parts of the world. It's where they are fighting for Islam. But where is today, Saudi Arabia can wake up and say, no, women now, they are giving them little chances. It is their thing. If they do it to other places, some radical distance from the origin, we tell them, no, you are going against Islam. But if they do it in their place, it's their thing. You cannot command them. Do you see that? If we have our natural culture, our natural belief system, no person can command us. No person can control us from outside. Don't you see that control from outside is also part of colonization? Even if it takes religious dimension, it's part of colonization. Don't you know that? We must relinquish and remove ourselves from this continuous colonial legacy. I will speak another day about this because time has gone. I think next Saturday there will be a program. It will be any other day. We must continue because I have many things that I prepare to say on the religious issue, but another thing has said, but we must continue. I think I will go into a few minutes break so that when I come back, I will open the lines so that people will start calling in. Please do not go away. I will be right back. I will definitely be right back. Please, do not go away. I will be right back.
IPOB call to action. Biafrans return to farming. Invest in agriculture. Have you ever paused to question the importance of self-sufficiency in food production, food self-sufficiency, or the ability of a nation to feed its own people from its own resources, plays a pivotal role in securing a country's future? It's more than just filling our bellies. It's about nourishing our economy, our workforce, and our independence. Imagine being at the mercy of external sources for your daily bread. It's like a constant game of tug-of-war at where your sustenance is the rope. Any moment the balance could tip and you'd be left scrambling for resources. This reliance could pose potential threats to national security and economic stability. Outsourcing our food needs puts us in a vulnerable position, susceptible to price hikes, supply chain disruptions, or even political manipulations. But let's flip the coin and look at the benefits of self-sufficiency in food production. Firstly, it empowers our economy. When we invest in agriculture, we're not just planting seeds in the soil, we're sowing the seeds of economic growth. The farm-to-table journey involves many hands, from farmers to transporters, from retailers to restaurateurs. Each link in this chain represents a job, a livelihood, a boost to our economy. Secondly, it ensures food security. By growing our own food, we can control the quality and quantity of our produce. We're also less likely to experience food shortages, ensuring that no one in our community goes to bed hungry. Lastly, it promotes sustainability. Agriculture done right can be a tool for environmental conservation, preserving our land's fertility for future generations. So you see, self-sufficiency in food production is not just a matter of pride, it's a matter of survival, of economic prosperity, and of national security. Understanding the importance of food self-sufficiency sets the stage for our discussion on the call to action from IPOB. Recently, the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, called on Biafrans to return to farming and invest heavily in agriculture. This is not just a call to action, but a clarion call for survival and self-sufficiency. The world is on the brink of a food crisis, and Nigeria is no exception. An impending famine looms large, threatening to cast a dark shadow over the land. But here's the thing. Biafrans are not destined to be victims, but victors. IPOB, led by the indomitable Mazi Kanu, believes that Biafra has the means and the fertile lands to avert this impending danger. This call to action isn't just about planting seeds in the ground, but planting seeds of hope, resilience, and self-reliance. And it's not just about farming. It's about creating an entire ecosystem that supports agriculture, from cash crops to animal husbandry. It's about building agricultural cottage industries that process and preserve agricultural products for export, turning Biafra into a powerhouse of agricultural productivity. So where do you come in? IPOB is appealing to all Biafrans philanthropists to support farmers in their communities. But this support doesn't only mean giving temporary food items. It means providing seedlings and other farming implements. It means encouraging and supporting farmers to go back to farming, to go back to the land that once provided for us all. And it's not just about the present, but about the future. IPOB is urging Biafrans to invest in agricultural research centers. Why? Because quality research and development is key to growing our native food products efficiently and sustainably. It's about learning how to fish, not just buying fish to eat. This call to action is not just about investing in agriculture, but also about investing in the future of Biafrans. It's about securing our food supply, about ensuring we are not left vulnerable. It's about taking control of our destiny, one seed at a time. Because at the end of the day, a nation that can feed itself is a nation that can stand tall and strong, no matter what comes its way. IPOB is not just calling for action, but also taking tangible steps to promote agriculture in Biafra. The Indigenous People of Biafrans, or IPOB, is not simply sounding the horn for agricultural investment, but it's also actively participating in the drive. A key aspect of its involvement is the provision of high-quality seedlings to selected farmers for the planting season. By doing so, IPOB directly incentivizes farming, providing the necessary tools that allow farmers to produce bountiful and healthy crops. But the commitment of IPOB to
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Chinedu from Olo province of Biafra land. And we are here live and direct. Today is the 20th day of April 2024. Our lines are open, but before that, let me also continue reiterating on the call for the IPOB call for our people to go back to farming. When we talk about farming, both animal farming, animal husbandry, horticulture. Horticulture is using a small space. Now technology has increased. You can use a small space even if we are working, because some people think going our call is only go, oh yeah, stop or anything you are doing, go back and start farming like that. If you are doing something, if you are working or you're a trader, you still have the opportunity of farming in your space. Because if this family have produced something, the other family produce. Sometimes China is like that because they are plenty. So each family, each apartment produces things, and that's it. That's how you see Chinese exportation. It's plenty. So you can cultivate even in your small space. You use a bag. Learn how to do all this farming. Is in YouTube. That phone you are carrying is not only for looking for content creation. It's not only for looking for listening to gossip in WhatsApp. You can use there to learn anything you want. I am telling you. That smartphone you have. So that is what, because they are bent on making sure that we depend. It is Nigeria policy. The policy is from Britain through Nigeria for our region to be food dependent on others, so that they can suffer us and kill us at will. They will use food to bend us as they want. Don't you hear every time any slightest thing, the Northern Ariwa group will say no, we block food importation, no more bringing food to the south? Don't you hear it several times? Don't it ring a bell in your ear that look, now these people have agenda, so let us start now? Is it when they happen? You know, there are things you, from there you know their mentality. They want you to continue looking for money, running around in the market. You are buying in a month. But the time will come, if you carry your millions of naira, you go to market, you don't see anything to buy. You start cooking that money. You will go house and the boy take 5 million naira at a time, put inside pot and cook. When you cook it, you and your children will eat. At that time, you will understand that that money is useless. Why do you think that France, England, Belgium, all these ways, the West, they have gold reserve, something tangible, whereas Africans are interested in cash, so you know, paper. According to one report, to make $100, the cost of making $100 bill is less than 10 cents. So when you look at how many kilos of gold, I mean, how many 1 kilo of gold costs how many? Maybe 40-something thousand dollars. Now you check the real value you are buying it. Check it. Maybe it's not even up to $200. It's just paper. They give you paper, you give them reality, and they are storing it. That is the thing. Let us have reality. Reality is the food we are producing, so that even if without money you have obaji. I could remember when we were small, we have a yam ban. Without money you go and you don't have you go to the barn and take one yam and cut it into pieces and cook. Use oil there now, red oil there. You use red oil, put ogiri. Nigerian good food. You don't have money, but you have food. But if you have money full everywhere, no food, it is the worst thing. That is why we encourage farming. Please, let us go back to farming and encourage farming. Also, people in the diaspora, make sure that you are encouraging people on ground zero to farm, invest, not only sending money for food, all these things, sending money for different expenses is tiresome. Invest on farming. That's it. Our lines are now open. And also, let me also say this is a public notice which we have been saying. You see the two individuals called Canon Takano and Prince Emmanuel Kano. They are not IPOB members, so they are not authorized or ever been authorized to represent IPOB at any given time. You understand? They have no authorization to speak for IPOB anywhere. Also, they are not and have never been IPOB members of IPOB DOS or IPOB leadership. Therefore, anyone or group dealing with them in the name of IPOB ESN are doing so to their own risk and detriment. These individuals are only siblings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They have nothing to do with IPOB, what we are doing. For your information, for the public, anywhere if they come, they claim that their leadership, no, you are dealing with them at your own risk. You see, once IPOB have said it, it's in the public domain. So if they come and tell you lie, this and that oh, I want leadership, oh, they are only siblings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Anything you are dealing with them, deal with them as, oh, they are siblings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Don't ever mention IPOB. It doesn't concern IPOB. Our lines are now open. To be forewarned, it to be forearmed. Our lines are now open. Our direct line is +1 213 328 6224. I repeat, +1 213 328 6224. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. Let me take the caller is there, but please hold on. Caller on WhatsApp. Let me go to caller on direct line because he's paying. Please, caller on direct line. Can you hear me? Caller on direct line. Please go on.
Hello, do you have my call?
Yes, Mazi, go on, please.
Yeah, thank you, Mazi Chinedu. This to Kabia Mora. Goes in with your own arbo. I think what you're doing is definitely your strength and calling. So I don't know about our mentality, especially in the Igbo. I've drawn a lot of parallels between Black Americans in America and we Biafrans in Nigeria. The Fulani people, they are like white people here. The way they control things. They see things like from 100 years. I remember when they started this program of promoting feminism among African Americans, and we're seeing the results today. And unfortunately, they will try to and that leads to a broken home, and that leads to the collapse of the society. And this comes from one of the powerful guy in history, Malcolm X. I remember one of his speeches where he said, "He's only a stupid and a useless man that would allow his enemy to educate his children or allow his enemy to feed him," which means you have to be totally independent from your enemy. And we should recognize that Western society is our mortal enemy. And in Nigeria, the Fulani oligarchy is our mortal enemy. So we can't be taking instructions or taking any advice from these people, because education is what molds our mentality. Your mentality determines how you act, how you behave. And that is why it's difficult dealing with some of our so-called intellectuals. Now, I think our leader has studied this before and called them intellectuals, because I don't care what your PhD is, and it has no purpose to your own society. It's just useless. And somebody was asking that question, and I finally found somebody who answered it. Why is it that Africans, Nigerians in particular, and Biafrans in particular, when they leave their society, they excel? They are the doctor of this, the researcher this, the fellow this. Because we lack that organizational ability to build and control our own. And boy indefinitely discrimination or racism, but build your own. But we cannot. I for one build or something. Instead of supporting him, we start, not even encouraging. And that is why I think we program again in the morning. I may encourage our so-called intellectuals to join us. The problem is that our educational system will let our enemies to educate us. England educated us. Therefore, you see a black body walking, but with a white mind. There is no way that his white inculcated mind that will do something benefit to his black society. Everything on him will always benefit the Western society. That's why we will learn their democracy, but we cannot make it work for us. We learn their religion, but it cannot work for us because we took on the nature of other people instead of creating and building our own.
It is not natural. It is not natural to us, so it can never work until we do our natural thing. We develop it. We do our natural thing that we are laughing, we are mocking. We develop it and continue there. That's when. Otherwise, all these other things order comes from above. Order must come up from above. So
exactly.
Mazi, go on.
Even in this country, all kinds of ethnicities there. India were their own school. China, Korea were their own school. And school will have both from kindergarten and primary level. They have created that foundation. You see him is working and speaking in American language, but inside him is a proper Chinese. Inside him is a proper Korean, because they have laid that foundation for him. The same thing with Arabs. They have their own school, Hama control, like their neighborhood. But you know what happens? Ndị be anyị ndị isi ojii anyị akpọkọrọ because anyị bụ Muslim anyị jee ka anyị jee na nke ha. You see ndị Somalia ebe ahụ, you see ndị some Nigerian Muslim, you see ndị Kenyan Muslim ebe ahụ. You na-eje ka ị gaa na nke onye ọzọ, and then they discriminate against yours. Oh, we are all Muslims. Your religion does not matter. What matters is your ethnicity first, your Biafranness first, your nationality first before any religion. That's what other people do. So thank you very much. Unless all these so-called intellectuals, that's why only question is your last time is the Nigeria there. What kind of government and what are we going to do to separate ourselves from the West? What I forgot.
If Biafra comes, I want Nigeria, please.
Yeah. What I forgot to mention that time, Obo. If you need to know about how to go westernized, I really don't trust us, because all without Western mentality can't get you a maybe in here. So anybody who's going to participate in Biafran government should be de-Westernized, should be de-Nigerianized, and should be decolonized. Whether me PhD or me we don't want you to bring that Western mentality, because your mentality is corrupted by the colonizers. And some of us, depending on how long it goes, I will support putting a monetary censorship on all of us, because we are too happy to serve the interests of the colonizers, the image of our colonizers and slave masters. Thank you.
The war, Mazi. What we should understand is this: we cannot get it right until we become original. Like what our brother said, we find it very easy to go and start joining others. We cannot build our own thing. Call it a Igbo school. Be proud, because we are, how do you say it? Complex, inferiority complex. A people that is blaming their ancestors, labeling their ancestors as evil, casting and binding them. How do you think that they will build something original that comes from their ancestors? They reject everything. How do you think that we shall succeed with this mentality? How do you think that we can progress with this mentality? Is it possible? Let us tell ourselves the truth. Any religion that comes from outside and it becomes your modus operandi, you are bound to follow command from above. Are you hearing me? France is a Catholic country, but they divorced from taking orders from Rome. And he made the Pope that time to start a war with Napoleon Bonaparte. And Napoleon, I think, even captured him. He doesn't care. It doesn't matter. If what we are doing now, for example, IPOB, you bring Harvard University, doctorate degree holders, Cambridge, say, oh yeah, come and head this struggle. How maybe they will tell you that now the team should go na, they will quote for you time should go and she more day here na your name research on defending his thesis. They will never bow down. Look at Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Who took over and had the audacity to challenge their colonial masters? Let me call them masters there. It's young boys that doesn't care about it. Maybe you look at them, they don't even go to Harvard, or they are young boys on the jaga jaga. Name revolution, name jaga jaga. If you bring the person that is trained in a way by Western education, or you will damage everything. Are you hearing me? He will damage. He will scatter everything. Tell him to come and lead it. He will scatter everything because you don't want to, upset his trainers. You don't want to. You want to be diplomatic. There is a way to do it. Yeah, from there I'll scatter everything. But all these military boys, small boys, Burkina Faso, before you know, they continue developing their country. They don't care. Bring politicians that have a seven doctorate degrees. How you don't have to do it like that. You have to be gentle. Talk to them like they put everybody into continuous slavery. They don't care. Call us, please. Sorry for taking much time. Call her on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Go on, please. You have been there since 14 minutes plus. Call her on WhatsApp, please. Go on.
Okay, good evening, Mazi.
There we
I greet, thank you. I greet all Biafrans and I greet our leader, great leader Mazi Nnamdi and his wife, the woman of 1929. She's among the above women. We appreciate her. We appreciate her. And you see that thing you are talking now, we can never be anything than being original. That's why I said I love my people. Even though my people, we are passing through a lot, I still stand. I love Igbo, the great Igbo race. We must surface again because they thought they have played us. They can do anything. I said it sometime. I tweeted in the Twitter, said that they pretend they use the word to fight us. But today, It's only the truth can stand the test of time. I am very grateful to Chukwu Okike Abiama. So, like, I also appreciate our DOX who are doing the needful, the chosen ones, the ones with sincerity and the pure of heart. We appreciate you all what you are doing for us. So the decision the DOS take concerns on the agricultural part of it, revolution, is the best decision whatsoever. That's why I also tell some people sometimes that this IPOB you are seeing today is the voice of that 1960, 1967. We have reflected again, and we believe that by the special grace of God, tomorrow, maka Chukwu Okike Obiama nọnyere anyị, wee nọnyekwere onye ndu anyị o ji wee kwusie ike up to this moment. We appreciate all of you. There's one thing I want to ask you, Mazi. In the world today and the whole continent or the whole country in the world, who make the name of all this great country you hear today, who make their name who make them to be known? That is what I want to ask you, please.
What do you mean? You mean the countries today like America, like France?
Yes, like America and the Europe, like all these European, England as well, and all of them, the Russians.
Mazi, they worked it by themselves, so they didn't come and maybe somebody from above say no. From today, England, many of all these countries, Mazi, you are in Italy.
Yeah. Yes.
They pass through a lot. Building a country, building a nation is a process, for your information. That's why when I listen to some of our people doing things with sentiment, people fought in Europe wars. We have fought to wanted to massacre. Germany, you see, the gods, they were in the 30 years war in Germany. They wanted to slaughter themselves out of extinction. I am telling you. So you see that they built themselves. These people, they don't tolerate things that we tolerate. For your information, they built themselves. They pass through processes. Sometimes they rise up. The people will rise up against a tyrant, and it will start war. They massacre. Wars we have fought in Europe more than in Africa. Wars we have fought in Europe more than in Africa. What brought down or even helped in bringing down war in Europe is when they started traveling out. Now the wars that should be fought in their land, now they export it outside. That is why even in Africa, in taking shares of Africa, I mean, because of the Berlin Conference, though they shared Africa, but it was not palatable. France was attacking Britain in Africa, no more in European mainland, in Africa. So the thing they exported their criminals, their bad people to their colonies in America. America is a yesterday country now. Europeans, it's a process. When you see, let me give you an example. You see the sanctions North Korea is suffering. How many years today? How many decades? What of Iran? They have been suffering from sanctions. Do you help them? Do you call it anything? As a person that is living outside Iran, you don't know what they are suffering, but they keep on. A time will come, they will surface, and when they become so great as world power, you start asking, Mazi, how did they come? Is it God that blessed them like that? No, it is them. Consistency. They don't care. Are you hearing me? North Korea, they have been suffering, but they keep on. China suffered the same thing. Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten 1989 Chinaman Square that was everywhere? Yeah, oh, China is they are killing their people. They wanted to use democracy rubbish. This their rubbish they call Western democracy in order to destroy China. China questioning. To the extent they will sponsor some people to come. Students will come and protest. They'll put their camera. Just put your camera, let there be, and the whole world will be talking. But how quickly today is China not the number one economy? Is not a world power? Was it like this in the 1970s? The answer is no. They made themselves. Every country is self-made. If you are, that's why I used to say it. If you are weak, you have no space in this world. You become perpetual slave, only shouting and complaining. And they are killing us. So you have to rise up to resist. They massacre you, you resist, you continue. Until a time will come. Didn't you see South Sudan? Was it not a caricature before?
Yeah.
At the early time,
Yeah.
don't you see they used to use it as an example against our leader? Mazi, Nnamdi Kanu, you say you want Biafra. Don't you see South Sudan? They are killing themselves. Are they killing themselves till today? The answer is no.
No.
They must have the squabbles. It will never depart completely, but they have gotten their country. 39 years they endured the massacre from the Janjaweed. Can we do that? Only almost 3 years of our leaders' incarceration, kidnapping. People are we're gone. Bring out our leader, unless otherwise I will not sponsor. It's the people are waiting for our leader to come out and judge the issues. It's when our leader come, I will complain. Now you see that we are still babies. Many of our people are still babies mentally. They don't know that this is a nation.
What we are fighting is also the mentality of our people.
Of course. Some people are still waiting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come and come and start entertaining us in Facebook, in radio. That is what they are waiting. They don't know that it's our activism that will bring out Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It will come out like Mandela and with our Biafran flag. It is our activity. But you see people say, no, I don't know.
Yes.
I think I'm confused now. I don't know who to. I don't know. Wait, let Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come. How do you think that this kind of people will merit? How do this type of people, how do you think they merit, restoration? How do you think they merit genuine freedom? In slaves they should be, because they don't know what they want. They thought that everything hinges on one person. Once they come, everybody are cool, without knowing that the mantle is on each and every one of us to continue pushing. Is that pushing that will bring out Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Mazi, please go on.
Yes, I also say sometimes that you see that Biafra is like a pregnant woman. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is inside pushing. All of us, we're supposed to be pushing at any corner you are. But it's so painful that some of even our people that is in the Western world today, even in abroad here now, the way they are behaving, you will be asking yourself, is this person an Igbo person, or is he reasoning normal? So, like what you answered now, I heard you often mention people even more than 5 times, So, you see that the problem of that country now, Nigeria, where the evil colonials are putting us, is the problem there is people. It's people. Was it Bangladesh or this one of these Asian sides in Bangladesh, I think, when their prime minister messed up, they rose up and the meeting, the person this thing. Why I asked
Sri Lanka,
yes. Okay. So why I asked you, is it the country that become great today? Why I asked you about them is because of people, and you answered it the way it is. It's the people that will make things happen, because politicians are criminals. It's people that can checkmate them. That is why you see in the Western world, they are afraid of their people. You see that if you come in the revolution or all this productional revolution, it's the people that is putting it. In Germany, it's people that make Germany what it is. It's not Angela Michael or his own or her successor now. It's not the person. So, like what you said, let me not waste much of the time. And all I have to say is that the way we are and what you always said, the world is the survivor of the fittest. And we should bear that in mind. And I said it some time ago. Nobody owns this world. Nobody owns this world. If you except if you allow somebody to own your own, that is how it is. So we Biafrans should rise up and take our place in the world, which you always say all the time. Thank you. God bless you and God bless Biafra. Thank you.
Mazi, of course. The world is a free place. Play your own role, your own card, and take what belongs to you. If you are weak there and complaining, you become slave forever. That is how the world is. No spirit come up and point to this one and say, Britain, you great. Let me tell you, Britain was colonized by Roman Empire. Do you know that? They suffered. In between 400 AD to 412, Britain liberated themselves from, they fought the Roman Empire and liberated themselves, become independent. 412 AD. 400 to 412 AD. They did that. So, nothing goes easy for any country. It's a fight, continuous fighting for liberation. If you are weak, you fight. Is it okay? We fought for our fathers and brothers. Big brothers fought for 2.5 years or 3 years, 1967 to 1970. And they thought, we are one Nigeria. No problem, nothing mega. Is something mega or nothing really the mega? Are we not today, after 50-something years, still on the same issue? Had it been, that is it. I sure will say, let us, all of us, die. We are not giving up. By now, we are in Biafra since. We have forgotten that even we fought, we become a thing of the past. But he who fights to run away, you come back and fight again. If you say, no, I will die now, before, if I will enjoy, I don't care, I will die. You will die and reincarnate. Come, you are not going any heaven. Anywhere here they can die. No hell waiting for you. No heaven waiting for you. You will still come back and you will start afresh. By that time, so you continue Biafra. So it's better we do it now and get it. That's it. It's a collective effort. Some people are idiotically thinking that let us wait. Okay, when we have time. Let us wait. Let Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come out. If you stop contributing your quota, and I stop, I make sure Radio Biafra everywhere. I stop. Now you think Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out even alive? Okay, even if you come out, okay, if you come out and start again, not like in 2012, start broadcasting again. I put it on your again. People are saying, we idiots, we are jokers. Even the world, they will use chemical weapon and kill all of us. Saying they are jokers. Look at South Sudan. 39 good years, they fought war. And today they have their country. And they are proud to do so. To say it that today we have our country. Go and do like them. Stop believing that one God will do it. We like cutting corners. Shortcuts. Once we pray and cry, God in heaven, Jesus Christ, give us Biafra. We must face the bitter reality and get it. If we are not ready to face it, which means we continue being slaves. Caller, please, caller, welcome to the program. Caller on signal. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mazi Jonathan. Good evening, sir.
There, Mazi. There,
Mazi, Mazi. Yes, what you are saying is the reality. Mazi Jonathan, my name is Mazi Ifeanyi. Mazi Ifeanyi calling from his location. Mazi, permit me to greet our HODs and our leader, Mazi Nando Kukano. Mazi, your topic this night is very, very wonderful. Yes, we can never back down to this great gospel of the truth. Mazi, before I proceed, let me just use this opportunity to say, Operation Go Back to Radio Biafra must be obeyed. Operation Go Back to Radio Biafra must obey. That's my own. And also, Mazi, let me chip into your program or your topic this night. Mazi is very, very, what am I going to use to qualify it? Mazi, look at Fulani people telling our people in the Ikwere to reject their heritage, to reject their identity, to reject their language, to reject where they come from, to reject where their forefathers came from, and they now start advising them. Mazi, I believe that our HODs, they know what to do about that. Fulani can never give us advice. They can never control us. You see, they want to divide us from Ikwere people. Mazi, I'm with Ikwere man. I did with Ikwere man. I do everything with Ikwere man. And most of them, or all of them, which I'm dealing with, their name is the same name which I, Mazi Ifeanyi, is answering Mazi Ifeanyi. Also, most of them are answering Okechukwu, Ikechukwu, all those names, which is Igbo name. That is what these Ikwere people are answering. And the Fulani think that they are wise, trying to advise them, telling them not to identify with their people. Mazi, you see, this time around, what happened to us in 1967 can never happen again as long as our HODs are concerned. If they are planning to divide us in this coming population of counting or census, call it like that, Mazi, it can never happen. Our HODs, they are wise. They know the game these Fulani people are playing, and they know how to disorganize their plan. So I can never go much on that thing, because I know that people that is driving us, people that is in the head of us, they know what to do about that. May God bless them and give them strength and wisdom to continue leading us. And Mazi, let me fall back to your religion topic this night. Mazi, our people have been deceived, and we must give ourselves or put ourselves as an example. Mazi, I told you last your program, I told you that I have started my own journey of trying to counter all their lies about our religion, about how we come to exist, about our main focus, and about how we made up as Africans and as a black man, which I have started whenever I travel and I see people preaching and telling our people that the manna will fall from heaven. Mazi, from there, immediately you stop your preaching, I will take up my own, telling people that this thing and this thing is not how it made, that these people are deceiving our people, that we can never allow them to deceive our people. Which I told you that I was challenging one man, trying to tell our people, giving our people false hoping and false information, and trying to tell our people that manna will fall from heaven. As I was countering the man carries Bible, which they call his Bible, and they called me, say I'm idiot. I say yes, because I'm idiot, because I don't want you to deceive our people. We must put ourselves as an example. That is the way, because these people deceive our forefathers by traveling all the way from their place and come to our land and deceive our people with guns and blades, force them to accept this religion. And that is why we are now using theory part of it to tell our people that what these people did to our forefathers is not a good one, and is a problem to us, because most of the 99% of our problem is a religion, which the so-called men of pastors, I will not call them men of God, because I'm equally man of God. Mazi Jonathan, you are a man of God. Everybody listening to this radio Biafra is a man of God. And let me use their name, pastors, because pastors is their title given to them, and that is why they are using it to deceive our people. Then also want to use it to, in this our own time, we will now refuse to accept them, and we will now begin to ask questions. That's why they tried to tag us. Then called me many names that day, which I was traveling with on the vehicle. Then called me, you are pagan, you are this, you are that. I said, yes, I'm that, because I can never allow you people to deceive our people anymore. Mas, what are you trying to say? These white men, these Westerners, they use this religion to deceive our people. They use this religion to make our people to reject and also accept the fact that yes, this religion is a stranger to us, that our forefathers did not even want to accept them, but they use guns and bullets to force them to accept the religion. And that's where the 99% of problem lies in religion. But Mas, we can never keep quiet. You must continue this good work, and every one of us that is listening to you in this religious program must take it individually upon ourselves to start. Anywhere you are traveling, I'm just advising, anywhere you are traveling and you see these people carrying this big book, call it Bible, and try to deceive our people, telling our people that there's a place that we read in the Bible. Once you go to market, you go to market, you look at the person can never feed 3 square meals in a day, but he's trying to tell you that when you read a particular chapter in the Bible, he went to market and you start that moment and countering and letting our people to know that these people are deceivers. They are deceiving our people, and that is how we are going to do in order to subdue these people. Because this programming have been taking years. It have taken years for them to deceive our people, and they also make our people to always believe on something that can never come to exist in life. And that is why we must take it upon ourselves individually. As long as you are on ground, traveling, trying to counter them, trying to let our people to know that these people are deceivers. They are not the real people, and the God can never come down from heaven and fight our war or fight our battle. That we must stand in front and fight our battle in order for we to live fine, in order for we to live good, in order for we to enjoy the good things on the earth. Without that, we can never. Otherwise, we'll be suppressing and also suppressing until this generation will go and another generation will come. You can never allow the Mazi Jonathan, may God bless you for this your program. Let me stand by and let other people to contribute. We must continue, no going back. Whatever it happens, we must face it. May God bless you. Good night, dear Mazi.
Thank you very much. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Welcome to the program. Caller on WhatsApp, I think Mazi Obilo. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Mazi. Good evening from here, Mozambique. Bon night. I want to ask the Chukwu Kabir continue to protect our leader, Mazi Nankarake Chongwa. I'm all on the Gologanda, Hamasi Kenile. And then many Nazo, Yan Nazo, and Manazan, Allah Biafra Chukwu, when the Rogamana Chukwu Kabir. One other one never narrated Biafra state, doesn't check about women. What began the what began he she, what began the honk, what began the show. Because I know what I have work on this radio every day. I'm machine can protect to get. Okay, they're going to book on us. We can have a cool lock and let me put in the other point sending a good day. And service won't go from Chinek Abagume. As I could not talk about doing. Yeah, because we have sick a match this night because of the one of my brother, one of my friends, and at the number of Mabu Mazi engineer. And on the Jamili, on any Haneku, on the mat, on one deeper, man, voice message to hear who the need about this topic. We're going to be on because Yaneku here now. Are they Jonas okay upon now? Wake a man get set a man again, a cat and a man confused woman again. Man confused through the religion or through the anything, no man may have nothing Tiakanok, my Tiakanok, or that walk mass, which should maybe gang that. but Robi na-ejishi anyị ike. Onwe nwanne nwoke kwere was that BOS politic by everybody go back to operation, go back to listen to the Biafra, because our people believe that none of the go back to here. One not the caliber uche, wisdom, so that we got this now long, now me shake. And when you could this night, in a queer, we see that people believe na the Galo or Gapata, go back to the Biafra again, near Kuka. No. Our people are this one for Mandela. I don't have many also for that person. Never I feel the Canada Pata, Opota, without a Biafra Pata, Opota, Opata side, and your grand have a book way aside, or have a may hand me the house, and here with him as have a may. I believe that our leader must be there. I want to know dear that no all there to our freedom, and no one help that no freedom fighter must be either inside. Or the outside the country, or the prison, or underground. Who's here to train the freedom fighter? But that time, I time at Biafra na queer. I want to know, who condemn the man, who condemn the all those are the man. People on the never so 2 years on your side and 3 years on your side. Everybody there, the car about pushes there. Yeah, the horses. Ejime, I go and get in Dawson. Only would you get in Dawson in Nigeria? Onye Hausa agide bribe. Mnogido onye Igbo na ewu Igbo were bribe nye ozugbo. Because ahụzighị mbọ na gidere onye Igbo ya wụ na ego ga-apụta.
Mazi ọ dị anyị ọsịsọ na ịma ihe i kwuru Mazi, that is why ndị Igbo eji ahụ ndị Igbo as a source of moving money. Source of anywhere. Because you know Igbo, they say no, defend the one you defend your right, and one just don't tinya kanak na hey na ken that is the thing.
Onwe ebe ji akwụkwọ o ji akwụkwọ obodo o ji resident obodo ma onye nwoji be na agba ọsọ nna ajike ụjụ na-atụ ndị be anyị everyday ihe na-achọta ga-esi wee ndụ uri ego kpatara ka no that you have your own document today. You don't know how to defend yourself. Ka ore be nwana gị na gị kpara ike kura gị ike gị na anwụ mana ịpụta na ebe kwesị defend nwa gị nwanne gị na-eti mmadụ gala gị something ma n'obodo ị n'ime how many years gị dige mmadụ ga-atawara gị something ga-amaja gị gara gị na-edige mmadụ gara gị because of gịnị you cannot have gịnị chance to remove your gịnị go one day get to issue of your documents by yourself. Because of that, you check a shop. No for believe in a church, and as I mean a church. No for Nigeria, church Nigeria, baby, have a church nation. Man, every Sunday, man, I think one of Nigeria has a church. I got what I don't know, but I can't know the people. You know, they believe it in Nigeria. Then they believe it is all for you go. In the field, that guy has Sunday, and I just say I also don't job. Monopodina has Sunday, so I me in him. He doesn't on job. On the buy na like you you don't want sometimes. Man, when we hear the go about this night, we don't know be about again. Nande buy you kwesịrị ịma mgbe arụ uru ekwesịrị ịma mgbe ekere nkwu ụkwa. Asọ ka ekwe ndị be kwesịrị ịma mgbe ekere nkwu ụkwa because onwe ihe ndị be na-eme nne we iwe nwunye anyị na-eti ihe steady ị na-eti ihe ese nne ya agwụ m n'obi that they believe you na Chineke emere anyị ya that eti esi mmụọ anyị ewere ihe na-eti ya n'obi na gị si na onye nwụrụ ọnwa money home and Japtambola. Actually, much put them at Moshitame, Otoshikowa. Ogata no say, nearly then log in scientists work to him. A bad guy in a man, one chilimun, one now operation, the one now one because of I have to get everything. I'm not 100% plus of yesterday. Can you get there? What 9 months? What 9 months? You got to take a from no church, okay, but take on. It was all force, all force, all force, and they are getting on ya. Because you will get making an opinion. One over that name, I didn't near force, I didn't know Chinocho. One day I didn't check a hundred no Chinocho because of no time by Yan Hacho. I don't know who's a one. The picture is nowhere go over one naked and you didn't take a cat and I'm passing the man. But my children was a my son, the governor. As long as it was a kill 140,000. I get jelly. And the church gets Gabia. When you're Nazar rice, you also have 50 bag of rice. Moa. Here we near Yajigan. The man, Yakin Chon, yes, I hear, get the man. Now, one now, Diego not in a church now, local church in a village. Teacher go one and ask no was a Congo, on board a guy, come with a guy, which you done. Also, it was a killer 140,000 which you know. I can teach a guy. So I got Guinea, have them, have another gig communicate hang on. Halala. Oh, we'll talk with him, no one take with him and I will take with him and Menda because anyone at home. Somebody did that come some years, 3 years. Who watch Gissing, I been who watch. We get a right to get a bit, you know, or propose here. My brother, a lot of things I know who are the church, eh? That like this. I didn't guess now. The church like a society gaga. Give money, give no months ago. When you did that, when you better something like that, as a Makoto and money be because in Catalan, wow, they man dialogue. All him for church, man. It's not I never one said the church, man. Actually, go so, money here go so, maybe got bag, money here go so. What you get? Go, I give me a share about more and what you give me a big game. Oh, that's a game of four. Only have the church, never ever reach here, never the church, would you not be able to here? I didn't believe that you are somebody got enough even more 9 months, 9 months, about 11, 10. And I can't get about Taria. Mananya wisdom, young Daniel wisdom, is it? I can walk out for one for that utopia, Mount no. When the guy beg, man, oh, England, Nigeria, can Nigeria the worst? Can they go worse? Can they go worse? Yeah, man, I did lazy. Church, man, man, some people are lazy. And the man right how, Grehon, Ekuluka. It was so queer, in the go today this night. I shall I remember my old phone. So on the mad, say dream platform, a ball, a man, dollars, and had a paper. Gaona Hagger because I will have the has happened how the flag I can hear. My witch in my hand, I could get a photo. Money on your wash. Give me him with keep free on where on sense. Get the sense for that on your my give believe for that. No, so can not get a chum. For that, then what the honey, what the hen name, Managolo give Manatna, one and there, but give me honey, give me join me here, Boogie, but this is of Ria. My somebody book and name more. Magoliana Queen, when you will listen, come here, listen. Give Judge and work on your way. When you want the home, when you my brother, I began to walk, sir. Now I meet it, I got look at meet it. I beg, oh, you not to work with Mark without the gym. One she was from Punishim, from Punishim, and then you move by the and then you move by better. My brother. Oh, they say me who? Oh, they say me who? Oh, but now that's not one of the children everywhere. Naga knows and Naba knows and Naga machine Naba Mutanaba. Or something like that. Or you got simple go because you get it. Oh, didn't Nigeria say, but you can't remember him for your fair. You want to have ask you go trousers. Manaz and Nigeria, they trousers, and trousers at church. Manapana, I say you go trousers, man, Nigeria, he go trousers. He get a free issue. Oh, don't get a free each of fish. I got a church. I'm going to get able. You know what this you believe for your own good. This you believe for. Oh, here I go. You have no magic on other magic. You do believe what him against I go. Your own belief. But our people, Nigeria, own the worst. Policy in our church had too much. They don't think that in our church, man, on the amendment of money, they are Mekuluka. Oh, we are the weak, and I do weak, and through this religion. And when I saw the Njawan mustn't condemn him, Nick and Nigeria, I had to do weak. Week of your human rights. Week of the we can give this and go to the way to what? Oh, we are the worst in them, right? This Sunday, there's not Nigeria area. Why, dear Papa? When they give Martin Hickman and that cannot take a shoe not shine. Google shoe was second at church, not to go back a hundred not shine. No beneficial against Mr. Prosper, had to come out to Kanaga, the principle of Naga. Allow here now, or the poverty, the people out for the Alliance. Man, mention that big man number church in Nigeria needed. The highest people number which work on the regional the church. Master, the big man is not going to enter the kingdom of God. Okay, it's not going to champion because one you go Japan. Man, big man. Could you have in the kingdom of God? I have agenda. Thank you very much for me, Mozambique. Mazobulu. On happened.
There were Mazi, there were. Caller on signal. Mazi. Can you hear me? Call on signal.
Yes, my love, I can hear you.
There were Mazi.
There were Good evening, dear friends and lovers of freedom. My name is Stefan Chukwumada, which I am from the Netherlands. You see, Mazi, our people must know that the mental conquest of Africa, Biafra land, and the wider aristocracy and British zero liability company called Nigeria was premeditated, well planned, and well executed. For 49 years, I will say, 49 years before the evil Berlin Conference, where they divided Africa a la carte, these people planned how to emasculate Africa and deprive it of its original, knowledge. And I will read this please for clarity purpose. It is about the planning, the political planning of the mental enslavement of Africa. We have been reading this in this forum, but for the benefit of this argument and for the benefit of people who haven't been hearing it, let's read it. It's not very big. It's very tiny article. This was a speech made by Lord Macaulay, an address to the British Parliament on 2nd of February 1835. That is exactly 49 years before the Berlin Conference. So this man said, because that time, to understand this piece a bit, that time Africa was still seen by the Europeans as a country because they haven't divided it. So you understand. This man said, I have traveled across the length and breadth of Africa, and I have not seen one person who is a beggar, who is a thief. Such ways I have seen in this country. Such high moral values, people of such caliber, that I do not think we would ever conquer this country unless we break the very backbone of this nation, which has spiritual and cultural heritage. And therefore, I propose that we replace her old and ancient educational system, her culture. For if the Africans think that all that is foreign and English is good and greater than their own, they will lose their self-esteem, their native culture, and they will become what we want them, a truly dominated nation. I have to emphasize this. What they want to do is to take away your ancient educational system and take away your culture, take away your high moral value. And so, when you take all these things from a person, it's like you are eating pineapple. You roll it in, take away the flesh inside it, and the shell will remain. That's what they then did to Africans, and then stuff it with what they want. And that is what we are suffering today in Africa. That people are getting, I will not stop saying things about Eurocentric education, because that's what gives us this pastors and priests and the bishops and man of God and men of God who are like our brother from America. The first scholar said, these people are, physically working like one of us. They are Igbo, they are Yoruba, they are any other ethnic group in Nigeria. They are Christian. And then if you see them talking to you, you will be thinking that you are talking to your fellow son of Saul. But this man is a Roman officer, but he looks like you. That's why when you are telling people about the fact that our people were used, like Mazi said, we are not telling you not to go to wherever you want to worship, but we are telling you to think about the intention of the people who came and how they came. Next Saturday, as Jonathan, by the grace, I will read again the message of King Leopold II of Belgium to the missionaries, because when you are saying it, you say, oh, the missionaries is about the colonialists, about it's a lie. They came for the same purpose, but they have, like we say in Biafra agitation, they can already at that time. They have division of labor at that point. So, my brother, our brother from Italy, the people or something like that, asked who brought the president to power to their positions. This is that's the Americans, the Europeans, the British, and so forth. Asking where we got from. I will remember this. Late John Magufuli of blessed memory, that was the late president of Tanzania. He told his people, his countrymen, that they have no uncle, no aunt, no brother or sister coming from abroad to save them, plan for them, work for them, or fight for them. But they must do all these things by themselves. So we on our own, we must understand that any foreign advisor or institution, I will not be naming them, but foreign advisors and institutions, monetary institutions and all the like, if they are working in your country, they are working for foreign interests. Nobody will know you or know your interests and your needs, and therefore serve you better than your own person who is genuinely one of you. Like our leader Mazi Kano, like our faithful members of the Directorate of State, and like our faithful IPOB family members who have known our plight and our suffering and our wasting away in Nigeria and say enough is enough, we must restore Biafra. So if you are waiting for one country from the sky to come and rescue you, you are in a Krakuk land. It is us, and nobody but our face will rescue. We restore our Biafra, and then and make policies that will serve our people and ourselves, and serve our people even when we are gone, to live as the normal and blessed human beings that we are. God bless Biafra. Thank you, my brother.
There were Mazi. Thank you very much. We are gradually winding down towards the end of the program. I have caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp, please go on. Welcome to the program.
Hello, good evening, Mazi.
Mazi, you don't reggae.
This is Joe Anayochuku from Aba, and this is my first time of calling your program. Calling in your program because I'm a good listener, but I'm not a good caller. But I must appreciate your hard work, because what we are seeing basically on what religion is doing
are you listening? Are you listening via the FM or through the app?
Through the app, sir.
Okay, so the FM is not working.
No, it's not working. Well, I've not been trying it because since ever I downloaded my app, I listen every day, but I've never checked the radio.
Okay, go on.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say is that when you preach about religion, our people misunderstand it. Mostly when Mazi was telling us about Biafra being our religion. You know, what I've just discovered is that religion is something you pay more attention to, something you give your spirit, something you give your mind. So if Biafra being our religion, that means we take it as the first target in our lives. Nobody is telling anybody to stop your religion or wherever you worship. But the most important thing is to take the first, which is the Biafra. That is how I've seen it. And nobody is fighting any person against his own religion. But what we can talk about here now is that the religion we are practicing it has nothing to do with our culture. Anything that has nothing to do with your culture is not your religion. Because that is what should be taken first. Because your religion tells you who you are. You can trace yourself, your origin from your culture. So any religion that you're practicing that has nothing to do with your culture is not your religion, because it is a way of trying to maneuver your way of reasoning. And if we are us that are claiming we are Christians, Let me ask us this question. If the Jews, because we have our Bible which contains the Old Testament and the New Testament, and we read the Old Testament, if the Jews are people who so much care about their religion and want people to follow them, they would have been the people to enforce that their religion on us. But they didn't do it because it is their own religion. They didn't plan to try to colonize anybody. So anybody that is bringing his own religion to you means he wants to colonize you. Because everybody is so specific in his own religion. Doesn't want anybody. I wouldn't want you to come and share my God with me, unless I have a different target. If I truly love my God will be my God. If I will be jealousy of my God, I will always want to keep my God to myself. But anybody forcing you to take his own God means he's trying to do something else. Even when I tweet and others, I see some kind of attack. Mostly I'm a Catholic. In my own religion, people know me as a core Catholic. And because I was brought up in such a family. But when I started following mostly your program, I started seeing things differently. So what I want to tell us that religion has to do with you and your tradition. And Biafra being our religion means that is our primary aim for now. And that is what we should be going for. That is what we should take first before any other thing. So for you to try to maneuver it, saying Mazi Chinedu is talking against the religion or that, I don't believe in all those things. I believe that he is telling us to take the first thing first. So when everything is over, then you'll be surprised to be the one to say, okay, you've been deceived for all these years. And I will stop here for now, but I'll be calling this time. I'm happy to follow up. I'm happy to be born again in the Biafran realm. I so much love being a Biafran, and that is what I will die for. Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you, Mazi. You nailed it. You know, there's something like what our brother said. I want to add something. Why are our people worried? Or some of our religious, let me call them religious bigots or fanaticals, worried. Oh, we are talking about religion, but they are not worried when the fellow religious people came in order to speak. Or have we forgotten? They are not worried when people go on the streets and blastering everybody, preaching the same thing. No, now, it baffles me because that is a colonial mentality or superior complex. Now, when we are talking about our experience and historical facts, it becomes an issue to some people. Now, why will you talk about it? But you cannot prevent when people rise up in the bus, like in our land. The same people will come. Let us pray. It start disturbing you. You have no right. They don't tell you no. Don't let this person. They don't complain. They are happy. You see the hypocrisy. I'm telling you. This is Western hypocrisy. Being imposed, being carried by the same set of people. Pro-Western. I am telling you. They are hypocrisy. They want always to focus for you to, do everything at their liking. They don't want you to complain. They don't want you to react. They don't want you to tell them to their face that, look, or challenge them. No, what are you saying? Is there any fact in what you are saying? Look at all the opposing argument. No, they don't want it. That time they will start pinpointing that, oh, you are depriving me from does it mean that in Biafra land we cannot have freedom of worship? But you are going everywhere, even in the night. They will proselytizing or preaching, evangelizing. It's not a problem to you. It doesn't mean it's good. You support it. But when opposing argument comes, if somebody stands to preach his own, now it becomes an issue. Do you see? Is how colonizers work. They always want to subdue you. It's a Fulani style. No, don't talk their own. Don't bring up your own. No, don't oppose. You must continue like that. This generation. One of our callers, he said, we must get it in this generation. Otherwise, all of us will perish. If we talk about perishing, some people think that it's only dying. No. You can be a race, but you have perished. The race when the race perish, you as an individual, you mean nothing. When as Igbos, you cannot speak Igbo language again. What is the need of your generations coming? What is the need? Where did they come from? They speak grammar. Don't you see, before we eulogize somebody that speaks sopre. Oh, come and they speak a heavy grammar. But because of the work of IPOB, we are now trying to understand that it is stupidity. Calling somebody an illiterate because he doesn't speak Queen's English is a inferiority complex. That is inferiority complex. I am telling you. Caller on, let me see. Do I have any other caller? No, it's gone. Caller on WhatsApp, I think you'll be the last caller. Please go on. Thank you for holding on. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mazi, I can hear you. Good evening.
Mazi. Go on.
Mazi, this is JP calling from Aba, Biafra land.
No, Aba today. That's our Aba. People from Owerri. No.
Mazi, the problem is that the radio is not talking for a long time in Aba.
Really?
And yes, for a very long time, and the people are.
Mazi, come work no here ajo ke maka ihe gbasara ọkụ na iwu but some parts, some local governments ke experience ọkana enwukwe 2-4.
Mazi, side anyị nọ maka anyị nọ side ime town anyway. Ọkụ anaghị egwukwa otu ahụ, ọwụkwa ihe ahụ ha gwara a na-ekwu na redio, because people keep on asking na asị na ọkụ na-enwu na Aba 2-4. Ọwụ eziokwu o. As I'm talking to you,
I see some local governments first. Ihe niile a na-ebido 1 before counting 2. When I water. Or go out the whole
okay, but Mazi, as Aba is an industrial area.
Yes.
At least ekwesịrị ibido from Aba, that industrial area, that main town, from like Career and Arishu, First Road, and all that, which is almost the side MB. So even as I'm talking to you, and you will talk.
Mazi, we are still believing. Mazi,
it's okay. We are still believing.
Yes.
We are still believing that they will improve. Because Mazi, we want to plead with you to help us because every meeting
they are listening, I assure you.
Because so that there are many people, parents, old people, at a meeting, all their cry every day radio. So because let them try and fix radio, okay, Aba, please. Because and Mazi, another thing is about what you have been shouting every day about religion issue. To be honest with you, they've dealt with us. These people have, if not for the coming of IPOB and the Radio Biafra and the people like you people, in fact, I don't know Ebanye Karano. I keep on asking questions, even to the pastors. See, these people will come and preach to us that God will protect, that God will protect us. And at the end, you see them even in the church, even in that church premises, in the church, even in church service day, you will see security people will mount at the altar, preventing people not to reach the pastors. And you will go to their houses, you will see a giant dog not one, not two, plus the security people. And why are they telling us that? So it's the same God that they are preaching to us. Is that God was not able to protect them, that made them to buy dogs and the food security men with gun in their gates. That is the level that have dealt with us. And the other day, one of them was telling us that we should not be equally yoked with unbeliever. And I asked them, this equally yoked with unbeliever you are talking about, we should not associate with unbeliever. Down our book in the church again. But when you want to travel, you will still go and enter a bus owned by unbeliever. Why can't you wait for your go direct and get your own, or verify whether I'm a boss or a believer where or unbeliever where? Mazi, these people have dealt with us, but we believe that because there's no way. The other day I was arguing when I was traveling coming to vote. I say, if you say your grandfather or your forefathers they did evil, they are evil. That my own grandfather, my own they are not evil men. When you look at the activities of this present time and the activities of those our ancestors, our great grandfathers, you dare not touch anything that does not belong to you. You dare not drag somebody's land. It's a taboo. You cannot, because the God of that land will deal with you. You dare not go after any other person's wife. Like my place. Nwunye nwanne gị ma nwunye onye side village gị ị ga-adina ya ala ị ga-akwa ala a ga-achụpụ gị n'obodo ahụ. So but this time all this thing that you will see that is happening now, because Christianity have come and they destroy all the source of our everything about us. They dealt with us and they are now giving us false hope. But nevertheless, we are moving forward and we believe that but n'ike nke Chineke Chukwu okike abịama anyị ga-enweta ihe anyị na-achọ. Maazị, ana m ekene gị na-ekene ihe na-agara gị ozi. Udo dịrị gị. Ana m ejikwa ụra na-ekene Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, na-asị na ọ ga-adị ka echi adịghị agwụ na ndị DOS, Maazị Chike Dozie m and others. Ana m asị ka udo dịrị ha. Chukwu okike abịama agba ha ume, nye ha ogologo ndụ na arụ isi ike, gọzie ha n'ụzọ niile, n'ebe nweta ha, n'ebe ihe ha ji eme biznes ha, ka Chineke bunie ihe enu. Maazị, at the end anyị ga-enwetarị Biafra. Udo dịrị gị.
Thank you very much. And I receive information right away that Aba Radio work is going on Aba Radio, and in no distant time it will be booming. It's an assurance. I just received it from the people responsible. So we'll continue. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, what we always talk about or say here is the reality facing us, undiluted. Like our brother said, how stupid we have become. When you are in a church whereby they tell you that Jesus protects you, he is all-powerful, he gives you protection, he does this, he do that. Once you believe in him, you know, you will not, no weapon that is fashioned against you that will prosper, you know. And the person that is telling you this, he will be selling to you, use this sticker, use this handkerchief, and you will be protected. No kidnapper, no this and that. But the person telling you this, he rounded himself up with the physical security men, armed to the teeth. He has a bulletproof car. Don't you see that I got denying here, Beacon? Don't you see that? Don't you see that? Somebody that is telling you he is praying, you know, miracle money will enter your phone, miracle alert. But after all these things, he will still tell you to come and give your physical money. You know, once they, you know, they whine you now with a sweet talk. And as a believer now, because you're a believer, you want to know. As a believer, you always believe. No proof, so you have to believe. Those blessed are those that believe but didn't see. You know, Chineke. So you don't need to prove what you have believe. Then if this world is going on that belief system, belief, no proof, no knowledge, no seeing, you just believe. Do you think that you'll be having all this modern technology? The answer is no. So when the person that preaches you miracle money, how everything, but at last, he will tell you, come and bring your own physical money. You don't tell him, but Oga pastor, that miracle money, what, pray now, let that money, angel put money in your account. Why are you telling us now? You see that he is getting his own miracle from you. Sheeps. Say no to being a sheep. Sheep is the most stupid ruminant. I am telling you. Sheep. A pastor. A pastor is a one who feeds pasture to sheep, to animals. That is a pastor. You understand? That is a pastor. You know? So, they don't see any other thing. They call you sheep. You see, I came and I even, you know, oh, when you get one of my friends, you know, long time, Europe the virgin. You say chop adro for Germany, chop adro. If you go this side, you know, the old time where they never know, they never open eye. Ori adro na Munchin, oje na Stuttgart, or another adro, oje na Koblenz. The same or adro with different. Or you say answer name. He start answering. There is a place he answer. What is your name? He say Oyibo. Your surname. He say Mumu. So anytime they will call him, if they are calling, if we come out, they are calling him Oyibo Mumu. He say, Oyibo Mumu. So, he the pastor na kuzie onye ona mu atano mumu na come. Mumu. And you zuzunuga anytime he jira na pogin kiji. Ine cheweko miracle. Ana agwazigi no inyezie na agenye gi igazie na agbambo Chukwu ozizie di oh na mumu we don't mumu I mumu Inenye onye ha na le suit oyi. Only the suit covers $5,000 plus. Why that small one iji? Ebe ha sị a ga-ewere na akpa ndị na-enweghị napụ nke ndị na-enweghị tinye nne na nke ndị nwere ihe na-aga on ịgwa gị eziokwu. That's why even the rich America, Western countries are exploiting the poor miserable ones. A ga-ewere na akpa ndị na-enwe ga tinyekwuo adọ na akpa ndị, as long as ha the wise you mumu, you must be giving now. Ị ga na-enye ha. You are turn now. Anything that you believe. No, don't argue. You want to question God in our junior. Are you God? Who am I seeing? Is it God or you? What is God even? Is it you? So let us remove ourselves from this mugu. Somebody will be promising you that once you I pray in Jesus' name, no weapon that is fashioned against you, the angels will guide you all around, this and that. And you mumuishile, you accept. You don't ask. As he is going, military and police round him up with physical soldiers. You still don't open eye to ask, sinna. But what came on preach that God's protection, heavenly. So, which means that God's protection is it not? You don't need it or what? Why is he carrying physical police and military? Don't you see how how things, how you know, once you mugu fall, kaima work. Oh, you know, I am telling you, when mugu fall, kaima must work now. So I be quite a twist, ogi. Any natural thing that happen on you, that you know, that is why you see this religion. You see this religion. It's a chain. Once that anything, as long as you believe or you are being mesmerized with the brainwashing, anything natural that happens to other person if it happens to you, you now say, it's because of that thing, that belief. Hey, man of God is powerful, but it happens to other people that don't believe that. Everything is natural. What is so special that happens to you as you say you're a believer that don't happen to a Muslim or a Hindu or an atheist or somebody that doesn't even believe anything that believes? What? Is there any extraordinary thing? The world is a natural place where things happen to anybody. The way you go and buy food, another person, unbeliever, infidel, believer, the same thing. The way you sick, another person sick. The way sometimes you have a headache, before you know, you don't even believe anything. Before you know, maybe that headache, it just comes by after you just rest, after that headache come out, you feel better. You didn't even take medicine. But once you are a believer, you believe that, is this olive oil I rub now that make it? You don't know that it is something that is natural. Maybe it's your natural immunity that just fought it immediately. The same way it can fight, the natural immunity your body immunity can fight against any disease. The body immunity of a Hindu can do the same thing. The unbeliever, his body immunity can do the same thing. He can have a headache or diarrhea after, even without drinking medicine, before you know. But I am not saying, I'm just giving an example. I'm not telling you not to drink medicine, but I'm just giving you example on things that happen. You as before, because you pray, now you believe that it is what makes it work. Do you see that? If just watch, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for example, he comes out all of a sudden, they say, okay, discharged and acquitted, and the following day he come out, you will see Agana Azozio's which God that did it. You see people that will say, I killed Goto on his behalf in here in Oshimirin Jaba, in Orash, in this and that. One say, I have been praying and fasting. I said it. I saw it in my vision. The man of God told us, okay, last December, I was dreaming, and when I woke up, and I saw in a dream, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was released. Had it been he come out, you will see Umatron say, hey, why we expose all this is for our mumu don't do. There is nothing that can happen to you as a Christian that never happens to other people that are not Christians. There is nothing that can happen to you as a Muslim that never happens to other people, or that will not happen to other people as non-Muslims. There is nothing that can happen to you as a traditionalist that never happens to other people as a non-traditionalist. Now, what is it then? +1 - 1 equals to 0. Back to the status quo, the same thing. Now, why do you see it as why do you see that you are lucky? For example, you wanted to cross road, and all of a sudden you didn't look well, but there was a car that was, and luckily you escaped. You just escaped. He say you are fortunate. Whether you shout Jesus, it can happen to somebody, and he say, Namwe, yeah, they quite lucky. It can happen to somebody and shout Ogidio, and yeah, they quite lucky. It can happen to somebody that use F word on any deity or any god, and yeah, they quite lucky. So what then is the problem? Why then are you more superior, or what is happening to you is more, it doesn't happen to others? It never happened. Our brother have been shouting this for so long. He said, "Oh, question on name miracle ngwa. Kpọtara anyị onye agwụgoro n'ime ụlọ ụka, onye Jizọs gwụgoro, onye isi ya ahụ ụzọ nwere adreesị. Aga ajọ the family, ajọ the village, asị na onye akpụburu isi, onye ọbụla ma ya ma amụrụ ya okpuru isi. Mana ọ gaziri pụta, ekpere ya ekpere, ya ahụzi ụzọ. Since how many years enwere onye kwuru ekwu okwu? Ahụrụ m enwere otu m si hụ wara na social media, somebody kwuru that na this river na mami wata ka ọsị gịnị mmụọ mmiri iju ya, enwe onye ga-abịa nwụ na enwere otu. I didn't listen to it very well, but I saw a pastor challenging buru boat Ghana that river. See, yes, I can. So I said, so these people can answer to challenges because they know that what is also a scammer. The person that say if you come to this river without doing this is Mame water will kill you, or be say you will drown. It's a lie. All these are scamming. He knows that pastor. That's why he carry boat. He knows that nothing will happen. If even he himself, if he challenge and say, if you come this side, Jesus will kill you. You see people, I will go. If I will go there, nothing. You sing, oh yeah, Jesus, it will not happen. But the real challenge that they have been using, bring somebody that have been certified that he was crippled. People know him because a cripple doesn't hide. People, the family will know him, the community will know him. Bring and you have healed it. No, since how many years? Nothing. So you see that in here, I say no ya, in here manipulation. I say no here. It's clear. All they go clear. Imagine that they will really onye ama urishi. Do you think that Nigeria got a Bobby Abo? Do you think so? You know that you need our manipulations. Our people should stop being manipulated. Now, taking the small one you have before your pocket, enriching already rich scammers. Stop it, because you are the victim. You are the mugu. He is the master. Oh, Sophia Grania. Kana kawarono ya, kon na hota ya ofuma. India bera Igbo buo us, abu ayi mentality ayi. Maybe akparama agwai. Divide ayi into pieces. A brother will hate his brother. A sister will hate his family. Everybody will be afraid of each other. Things will fall apart. I see in all this funny videos. Somebody will dress just menzunanya, dress with red, with a calabash and come. The way people will fear and run away, I say, all these things, it makes me wonder. I say, how have this religion turned our people into cowards? You see somebody that wear black, you are afraid, you run. Why are you running? Why are you afraid? Not you say you are God and I am be powerful, but if it comes to fear, you fear more than anything. You run. Why are you running? All these things is to demonize our system. That is what we are trying to say here, for us to go back to who we are. We are talking about our language, Igbo language, that is diminishing. This is part of going back to our roots. Are you hearing me? To start teaching our children, to start understanding, making sure that ahamefuna asosoani agdefu. That is what we are talking. But people will not understand. Some people are mischievous. Not that they don't understand, but they don't want to. They block their mind that, look, if you want, Mazi Jonathan, let them talk. Me, I day where I day. This is a very wrong approach. we are basing our argument on logic. Stop hardening your heart. Open your heart in order to reason. With logic, when you hear, you reason, you compare and contrast. That is the thing. We are not saying it that we know. Or if you have an argument, bring it out. Now we iron it out to understand. We want to go on superior argument. Why America is great today is because they experimented on a superior argument which they learned from the awakening, the European awakening. They say, now let us apply this in a government, in a country that we are going to restore, or we are going to build, and it is working. America is a product of the Enlightenment. Are you hearing me? So they say, okay, let us base our ideology on equality. Not because in old Europe they were on feudal, they were feudalistic, monarchistic. They were monarchies and feudal system, lords and landlords and tenants and squatters. There are people that were born higher than others, the noble, which Britain, United Kingdom is still practicing. Spain is still practicing. Belgium is still practicing a monarchy. It doesn't matter how they have modified it. It's still the same monarchy. They call it constitutional monarchy. They give it name. That is it's their natural system they are modifying. But let us modify our own. They say no. Let us build, stay in a place that is natural to us. An ideology that is not. They say no. You must stay in Nigeria. You must continue this thing you are doing. It's good for you. How do strangers know what is good for us more than we ourselves? Tell me. Tell me. Now they use religion in order to scatter our brains. If you are discussing with your brother something something logic and sensible, it will base in argument. Bible say, the book of Corinthians say, Exodus say, this you now say, why can't you remove this and let us talk logic? Those things you are referring to. Even if it happens in old times, you cannot use old bottle to pour new wine. It cannot work. Let us talk about our lives today. Say no. The book of Jehoshaphat say, come on, we are in a modern age, in 21st century. Please, we need to reason. Where people are clamoring, fighting, building technologies in order to go to outer space. Now you want to go to the same heaven you think is up. Where you think is up, I don't know. Only when you die. Whereas people are using technology to go their life. Go to that heaven where people are flying. No force of gravity. They are going there with technology while alive. But you are waiting when you die. Does it make you an equal human being with them? No, ask yourself. These are questions, mundane questions you need to ask yourself. Today, dogs are being sent to school to learn. You understand? Dogs are being trained in schools to learn. Whereas you yourself, you don't even have reason. Commonsensically, you don't reason. What is one of the reasons? Somebody are calling somebody a father. He is banned from marriage. He doesn't marry. He doesn't have, but you are calling a boy of 35 years. You see an 80-year-old man calling him father. Hey, your father. Don't you think that all these things are bondage they put us? Don't you think so? No more respect. Our tradition killed nothing. No more. You call you tell somebody you have a family with your children. You have problem with your wife or your husband, and now you carry a problem to somebody that never have experience of marriage to settle your issue. Don't you think that there is a problem in your head? Don't you think so? He will be advising you on which experience. I call like this, man. Because the way they have messed up with our mentality is so bad. It's very, very bad. You see somebody preaching to you that we have power, I have this and that, but telling you that God will protect you, but himself that is telling you that he have physical people protecting him with guns and bullets. Now we tell you, Mugo, yeah, go, and the Holy Ghost will protect you. Don't you think that? Don't you know that you are stupid? It's stupidity. Let us reason. This is where I'm going to stop. Biafra remains our way of life, is our ideology. Biafra remains everything we have. Is our religion and nothing more. So we must make sure to protect this struggle with our life. I am telling you, because no person is going to do it for us. So our brother asked question. He said, who build this big countries today, developed countries? I say no, they did it by themselves. Some of them, once you study history, you saw, you read what they passed through. If they tell him, Ilundibo say that Oganya go gbenye ihe o ji bo Oganya. Oh my God, na kam no ko ebem no. Some of these countries, what they saw, you cannot pass through it now, will you? Can you? You cannot. You cannot. They endured. Is it not South Africa our people fool? Yeah, I know South. Nah, more for man, I know South. But they suffered for many decades. They suffered. Their leader was in jail. Many of their people, Steve Biko and others, many others were hanged, slaughtered, killed like a chicken. But they continued. They never slacked. Their leader Mandela was there for 27 years. 27 years. And they didn't stop them. But look at our leader only 3 years. Look at many people. Some people are saying, nah, I will wait until he come out. You wait. You create a vacuum with that you are waiting. So if you wait, I wait. Mazi Chinas will wait. Everybody, every other person wait. What will happen? Everything will collapse, isn't it? Now Mazi Namdekan, even if he come out, he will not come out to see anything again. He will clap for us, say, thank you for waiting. Let us start afresh. Do you see stupidity in the highest level? Do you see that? We must continue pushing on, because it is our pushing that will bring Mazi Namdekan out. Nothing more. It is our activism. Nothing more. If we stop, it becomes fatal. That's it. So we must continue. The same way ANC continued. Mandela understand and knew that people are doing something else. It's not like this time, time of social media age, where anything that time. He was sometimes to visit himself. It's not easy. It takes time. Sometimes 1 year for even his wife that time, Winnie, to visit him. Look at Abdullah Chalan. Since 1999 to today, he's still in jail in Turkey. Does PKK stop the activities? Do they start waiting and say, no, let us rest until Abdullah, our leader, will come out? He will judge this case. Let me just wait. When he come out, here will kundi weak people. Since 1999, Abdullah Chadan was kidnapped from the same Kenya, the leader of People's Kurdish movement, and he was kidnapped and sent to jail. Since 1990, he's still alive, but he's in jail, solitary confinement. The jail they put him is an island, no other building, no other place there. No, so he's there, but things are still moving on. How can our own be different? I care the mentality anyway. And we want freedom. Or do we, it seems we are perfect slaves. Nah, instead of doing hard thing on as at least if I get something to chop, me and my children. Even if the season, if I walk, build, they destroy, no problem. I start again. Jehovah weze. Ya woku ndi oku weak, ndi the weak. That is it. But this time around, this generation, we have decided to say no. We have decided to put a stop. Therefore, we must continue until Biafra is restored. Thank you for listening. From me, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, from here, it is simply good evening.
Welcome to IPOB Rapture Media. IPOB Call to Action. Biafrans return to farming. Invest in agriculture. Have you ever paused to question the importance of self-sufficiency in food production, food self-sufficiency, or the ability of a nation to feed its own people from its own resources, plays a pivotal role in securing a country's future? It's more than just filling our bellies. It's about nourishing our economy, our workforce, and our independence. Imagine being at the mercy of external sources for your daily bread. It's like a constant game of tug-of-war at where your sustenance is the rope. Any moment the balance could tip and you'd be left scrambling for resources. This reliance could pose potential threats to national security and economic stability. Outsourcing our food needs puts us in a vulnerable position, susceptible to price hikes, supply chain disruptions, or even political manipulations. But let's flip the coin and look at the benefits of self-sufficiency in food production. Firstly, it empowers our economy. When we invest in agriculture, we're not just planting seeds in the soil, we're sowing the seeds of economic growth. The farm-to-table journey involves many hands, from farmers to transporters, from retailers to restaurateurs. Each link in this chain represents a job, a livelihood, a boost to our economy. Secondly, it ensures food security. By growing our own food, we can control the quality and quantity of our produce. We're also less likely to experience food shortages, ensuring that no one in our community goes to bed hungry. Lastly, it promotes sustainability. Agriculture done right can be a tool for environmental conservation, preserving our land's fertility for future generations. So you see, self-sufficiency in food production is not just a matter of pride, it's a matter of survival, of economic prosperity, and of national security. Understanding the importance of food self-sufficiency sets the stage for our discussion on the call to action from IPOB. Recently, the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, called on Biafrans to return to farming and invest heavily in agriculture. This is not just a call to action, but a clarion call for survival and self-sufficiency. The world is on the brink of a food crisis, and Nigeria is no exception. An impending famine looms large,